If I just link it to Top Shelfers.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Top Shelfers.
Oh yeah, posting it.
Hello.
It's a post.
We should be. We won't be able to see ourselves anymore, but this will be the.
That's actually better.
Yeah.
Because I get distracted all the time.
Yeah, I like to look at myself, but not because it's vanity. I just like to. It's just interesting.
Sometimes I just look at myself and make faces.
Then you're like, oh shit, we're live.
Other people can see us.
Because now we should also be on Facebook. We were on Facebook last time, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually got like
Quite a
A
few.
couple hundred views.
Yeah.
Would you look at us? Wow.
Facebook. Thank you.
Oh. So The Shining.
Okay, now I didn't believe you.
No one ever does.
I didn't believe you.
Did you think that The Shining was a cinematic masterpiece?
Okay, if we pretend like The Shining isn't loose interpreted, like if we rename The Shining movie to something else, that movie's still great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it still is a cinematic masterpiece.
That's
It's
right.
just not a good adaptation.
It's not an adaptation at all. It's bull honky.
Yeah.
Let me just say, I came from a place of complete zero knowledge of what The Shining was, what it was about, anything about it, because I don't really like horror, so I just,
Yeah.
it was never a thing that I ever wanted to, encounter in any way. But I watched the movie, and I wasn't impressed. I just, the whole time, I just feel like I'm just, waiting for something to happen,
It
and it doesn't
make
freaking happen.
any sense,
No,
does
it doesn't make any sense. And, I know because I didn't read the book, but I, have heard parts of it, so
Yeah.
I had a better understanding, but, certain things would not have made sense if I didn't have Kat standing there and being like, hey, this is what happened in the book during this part.
Yeah. Ever a play-by-play, I was like, actually, and every
this-
time I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
See,
am I
that's the
bothering
thing.
you?
It's so bad. Even Stephen King doesn't like that adaptation.
No, he
And
hates
if
it.
Stephen King hates it, then it's obviously not good.
How did they? Do you think they're going to do
Howdy.
another one?
They're Sleep
Excuse me,
Doctor.
he's
Howdy.
Oh wait, where'd it go?
I don't know.
Just put your hat on. Put that one on. Because that way you can see.
We're good. Keep talking.
Oh,
But yeah. But
I got distracted.
no, there is a sequel. It's called Sleep Doctor. And it literally comes out next month. The movie.
Yeah, I know the movie happens because that has to do with
The Sun.
the son, and then he finds someone else who has a shining that's super strong, right?
Yeah.
Something.
But
like
listen,
that.
I actually started reading the book.
Oh.
Yeah. What were you going to ask?
Okay, I read a little bit of the book, but what is the character that they killed off in the movie that's a big part of the sequel? The mentor.
Oh,
guy.
Halloran.
Halloran.
Yeah.
How are they gonna do a sequel if Halloran is dead?
Because
Is my question.
well, the thing is, because Halloran, basically, it kind of starts with, Halloran telling, young Danny, how to, because, Danny still sees the ghost from, the hotel.
Yeah.
It's basically him being I'm going to give you this box. You can lock this box, and you can keep it locked, and you keep it to yourself. Now put that box in your head, and that's where you're going to keep your ghosts. So it's basically about... It's really weird. I don't know where Stephen King... I haven't finished the Sleep Doctor. I don't know where Stephen King's going, but what I can get from it is it's basically, all these... It's this group of people who have the Shining. They, are able to, steal the power of someone else that has the Shining and be able to get stronger and live longer.
Oh.
So, because it starts off with, a girl who's, in a movie theater and she, steals from, dirty old men. So she was like, I want to see this movie. And basically he was, trying to, feel her up. And she was, whispering in his ear. She's like, you're going to go to sleep.
Oh.
And any pain you feel in the next 10 seconds, you're just going to imagine it's in your dreams. And then, stabs the shit out of him. And then he doesn't feel anything. He doesn't scream. He's just asleep. And then she leaves, and then she, joins the cult, basically. Then it's about Danny being able to save the girl from... I guess, from the trailer, I haven't gotten that far in the book, but it's that's kind of the concept is now. So there's more people out there with the Shining, but Danny has to basically come at, them, because he's pretty strong with the Shining, because you can get that from the book and the movie.
Yeah.
So.
But then, do you know if Halloran's technically going to be in the movie?
No, because, I mean, if you think about it, Halloran's, 60 in the book.
Yeah.
And this is Danny as a 34-year-old man. So he's pretty dead.
So they could still write him
him?
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's a
because
bummer,
I mean,
though.
like, he's 60 years old, and by the time he's 30, he's gonna be like 90.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, at some point, you'd think that there's going to be some sort of, like, reflection on the fact that, like, you know, The Shining happened and everything. And,
Well,
like,
yeah.
where Halloran helped him out. Like, in the beginning, of course, like in the movie, he
Yeah.
talks to him and is like, oh, Shining, but he dies in the movie. Because it gotta be directly connected
I
to
don't
The Shining
think
movie.
so, because also too in the trailer they go back to the house, but spoiler alert, in the movie or in the book the hotel explodes, so like they're obviously going to have to change some of the adaptation because the trailer's going to be different.
Right.
That's a great quote. Every time I come, I say, here's Johnny. So, like, 21 seconds, then you hear, here's Johnny, then I cry and fall asleep. Oh.
It's accurate.
I mean,
Do you know from personal experience?
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
oh.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't know who I was more sad for, Forrest or the girl. It was just kind of like,
I feel like that's something Forrest would do like on his
oh,
own.
sweetie.
I
Oh,
imagine him just alone doing that.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny!
What up, Nick?
What's good? Hi.
Hello.
Now, in Doctor Sleep, is Danny like fucked up? Like, is he like?
Yeah, it basically starts off with the story of him being blasted drunk,
Like his
As he
father.
like
does.
his father, because he was like, I was never going to do this, but here I am,
Yeah, well.
drunk as a skunk.
Here I am.
I think the biggest problem that I have now with the book and the movie thing is, to be honest, like Danny in the movie, you just think he's kind of like
Crazy.
Little pussy.
slow. You're just kind of like, what the fuck's wrong with him?
Yeah.
But in
Stupid.
the book, they really dive into like his
psyche.
power. Like even in like the first like
Yeah.
8 chapters, you're like, oh, so this is something that he physically has. This isn't just his mind wandering as a kid.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
this is, yeah.
Through the movie, I just was like, oh, is he just like
Stupid.
special needs kid?
Yeah, no, and like the thing is that I realized in the movie is they just kind of because the book is almost basically based on like him and then like his
Yeah.
parents, but they make it almost just about Jack, and then like, oh, there's this dumbass kid just running around
With
seeing
his
ghosts and like
weird
his
wife.
little like.
Yeah, I don't understand where they got this.
Yeah.
Because I think they were trying to explain what Tony is.
Yeah,
because you
that's
can't
the-
really like look into his mind in a movie, so they're like, "Here's Tony." That like I don't know why, but when I first watched it, I was like, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard."
It's like,
Right.
Like
what is
everyone's
this?
like, "Oh, it's so scary. Like he's so weird." No, he just looks like he's really stupid.
I mean, let's be honest. At least for me, the reason why I like the movie is Jack Nicholson's performance.
Yeah.
Really
I mean,
well.
if it was someone else who couldn't kill it like that movie probably wouldn't even be
Oh,
talked about
salty
nowadays.
Well, and I would say also, like, considering the time period that the movie was made in, it is very well made.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, like nowadays, like, I feel like, you know, people who are, like, really into movies are, like, a little spoiled with, like, like high-tech CGI we have and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And, not that, I don't really think that was really used in The Shining too much, but,
Mm-mm.
yeah, because
It's all
there's
pretty
not really any...
practical.
Yeah, there wasn't anything, like...
Yeah, no,
See,
because they
yeah.
just had the naked lady and then like the twins and then the hallway of blood, but that was all
yeah, but
just.
that could have all just...
That's
yeah.
just all makeup and.
Well, and the
Like,
director
yeah.
is the
Special
same,
effects.
this super popular guy, right? Who did like 2001:
Oh,
Space
Stanley
Odyssey.
Kubrick.
Yeah, Stanley
Yeah.
Kubrick. So I mean, his list of movies, whether you like them or not, like he's pretty
Top
well known.
notch.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
I would say, just saying, I don't know if the Jack Nicholson as the Joker came out before or after The Shining. I didn't Google that. But there are some parts where I was like, maybe Jack is the Joker. This is
Yeah,
just...
we had this whole like when we were watching the movie,
Yeah.
we were like, "What if this is like how?" Because
As a precursor, maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't die and he
Right.
just becomes the Joker.
yeah,
Makes
because
sense.
some of the stuff that like he did, and especially
Maybe-
since he is like
Jack
Jack Nicholson is a version of.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Joker.
maybe the chemical factory was just like under the hotel.
The boiler.
Maybe.
a boiler.
The boiler.
He
The
gets out of
boiler.
the cold, and then he goes, you know, because like there's that one part where he's like, chasing after, what's her name?
Wendy.
Wendy.
Yes, I was gonna say Wendy, but I didn't want to be wrong. It's fine. And he's like chasing after her, and he's like, "I'm not gonna hurt you," you know. And I was like,
You sure
Well,
about
that's a
that?
very Joker thing to say.
Well, and then like every single book to movie, like we really don't know anything about Jack in the movie.
No, nothing.
But then like when you read the book, you find out that he has a history of like weird little anger problems.
Yeah.
His dad was an abusive drunk.
Mhm.
Like you start all this starts adding up, and then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, well, it makes sense if you know this information. He didn't just pop off because he got stir crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They kind of chalk it up to he just kind of went crazy.
Yeah.
But there's so much backstory, especially when he sees, when he just starts to like, see ghosts, and he has like that whole vision of him seeing his son Danny as like him as a kid, where like he was going to start like becoming an alcoholic as well and all that stuff. And he's like, no, I don't want to pass this down, which I mean, hilarious in Dr. Sleep. Passes down. Whoa, what's up? Genetics. But, it's actually pretty I'm like, oh god. But it's actually pretty cool how they show kind of all that, but you won't ever know that if you watch just the movie.
Yeah,
and
that's
don't
why
actually look into it.
When I first watched the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was any good. I thought it was kind of lame. I was like, why is this guy going crazy? Like, I mean, they've been in this cabin for, 2 weeks, and he's already, like, psycho. Like, I think it takes a little bit longer than that
Oh yeah, definitely.
to get what cabin fever is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like it doesn't take, 2 weeks, and it never explains the ghosts. Like, it just is like, oh, there's ghosts there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't explain, like, the reason why he went crazy is because of the ghosts.
Right.
Basically telling him that he should live there forever. Like, that's what happened to the previous people with the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I feel like in the book, they never really talked about the twins, but the movie, they,
Not at all.
centered it so much that if you saw, literally, when we were at Disneyland, you saw 2 girls that looked really similar, and you're like, twins from The Shining.
Yeah,
But it's
no,
like-
literally.
It's just like, in the book, it's like, they don't give, no one talks about them.
Mm.
But, like, Kubrick just, made him, center point, and I was like, they could get more recognition than Danny does most of the time in The Shining.
Even though they were literally in the book, maybe at the last part when they were like, "Oh my god, your
Get out of
dad
here."
is like possessed and shit. You should probably get out."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even in the movie, they're barely, they only are in a couple of scenes.
I know, but I feel like there's too many scenes because they didn't even show up really in the book except at the end when Danny saw them and was like, they were like, you should probably get out of here.
I think the one thing though that with the movie, because I agree with you guys in a sense. I definitely don't think the movie compared to the book is any good. I think the movie compared to other movies of the time period, I think it's a good horror flick.
Yeah.
But stuff like the twins, to me, that was when I was young when I watched that movie. When they show the twins talking, they're looking all creepy, and then they show them just mangled and killed and stuff. When I was a kid, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
You're like, "Oh my
They're
God."
dead. It was really shocking for me. And obviously, the big blood pool thing that's not even in the book.
Yeah,
They don't even mention that.
I mean, that's still pretty sick.
that
Yeah.
is an iconic scene, even though it's not even in the book. That's
Yeah.
still something that you have to be like, "No, that's something you will always remember whenever you think about horror movies."
And I think Stanley Kubrick also could have gone a lot more fucked up, because for me in the book, one of the most fucked up lines is when Danny sees that dude in the dog gimp suit.
Oh yeah,
And he says something along the lines like, "I'm gonna devour that plump little cock," or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, this just went 10 yards further than I thought it was going to.
It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it's much more graphic than I actually expected. But then again, Stephen King, most of his books are decently graphic.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting that. I was literally doing my makeup, getting ready for work, and all of a sudden, listening to the book, and it says that, and I was like, and I turned it off because I was like, I don't want to wake everybody in the house
With plump
with
cock.
plump cock.
I started coughing at work. I was
You're
listening to it. I'm like, and I'm dying, and everyone's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, just getting worked up over here.
Stephen King's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I've read other ones of his books, and
I want to read it
Messed
now because
up.
apparently there's a fucking child orgy in the book.
Oh
There is.
yeah.
it
Yeah.
wasn't as much of an orgy as it was a gangbang.
Well, Stephen
Oh.
King explains it as a coming of age experience because
Yeah.
all of the boys become men supposedly because they all literally just
have sex with Beverly.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Beverly.
Well, and it was also more of a when they defeated Pennywise, they were like, we need to be able to it was also a bonding thing. They were like, we need to
Oh.
it's basically cutting their hands, but
I thought it was something that Pennywise made him do.
No.
Oh, this is so great. They were like, man, we got it. You know what would be great right now?
Just some
I'm gonna pitch you an idea.
This was all Beverly's idea too.
It was all Beverly's idea, and also he like explains it as like being like a family thing almost. Like, I know you said it was like a
family bonding.
Yeah, it was really
Can you
weird.
imagine losing your virginity to someone and then thinking of them as your sister later?
Man, who would have known Stephen King would have predicted 2019 Pornhub?
Honestly.
God damn.
He's
Well,
like,
probably
what are you
Future.
doing, step bro?
Yeah.
Writes it down.
Step bro, you can't be in my bed.
We're stuck in a sewer. Step bro.
Yeah, that's where they did it too. They did it in the sewer. Not even like, let's get out.
Yeah, what's up?
Do anything else?
Stayed in the sewer.
But-
They were in, yeah,
What's
they
up,
were in
burnt
the sewer.
matches?
But like also too, when they killed Pennywise the first time, it was just a whole big mess. There was like a big turtle. The whole movie, the whole
The
book's
cosmic turtle.
the cosmic turtle. The whole thing is like
That sounds
Well, the
pretty
Cosmic
cool.
Turtles
It's
are
pretty
where
cool.
the Ninja Turtles came from too. Didn't you know that?
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
Is that real? I thought. Okay, wait. I thought that the Ninja Turtles were created from something going on.
Well,
Actually,
I
I
read
don't even
somewhere
remember.
on the internet, so it must be true that
So
the
obviously.
Ninja Turtles also came from the same turtle that Pennywise came from, the same like mystical.
yeah, 'cause
Damn, that's
Galactic
way
Stephen King
cool.
Ghost Right Ninja Turtles.
that's beautiful.
I don't think so, but I assume that in the same world that Pennywise can exist, the Ninja Turtles can exist.
That is
I hope
honestly
so.
fair.
Yeah.
I
fair
sure
enough.
hope they do.
I'm gonna do a hot take right now. The
Hot
new
take.
Step movie, not Step. Jesus,
Step.
I'm thinking
Step
of.
movie?
I read his comment about
The
Stepmom.
Stepmom movie.
No, the new It movie was not good. I didn't like it.
Here's the thing.
Cheated.
I didn't see the first one.
You didn't see part one?
No, I only saw
What?
part 2.
Same, actually.
What?
But coming through part 2,
I told you guys that before.
I remember that.
like, there's going to be some confusion, but this movie made no sense. Like, the fact that, spoiler, he has to be defeated by not fearing him and, like, making fun of him, that made no sense to me when I watched the movie. I was just like,
Well, it's because
Yeah.
Beverly's dad is like a super abusive guy, so he always made her feel small. So that's
Okay.
why they said it to her, because she knew that you could make someone feel less than by other things.
okay.
Does that make more sense now?
Yes, with some context, but also I feel like it could have made more sense and been more explained in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because it was hard because they didn't want to do the stupid cosmic turtle thing.
Yeah.
But it's a fun fact, Stephen King helped write the ending because he was like,
Yeah.
I kind of need to redeem myself. That's why at the end when he like why he was in there and he was like, yeah, the ending was awful
Yeah,
because he kept making fun of it because everyone hated the ending of the book.
those were the best.
Yeah.
The best parts to me was when Stephen King was in it, and then when Homeboy drugged
Yeah.
his friend with whoever it was, and he was just losing his mind. I was like, oh.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen when he was just like, did you drug me?
Yeah.
And he was like, I need you to see. What was that also? I haven't read the book. Was that in the book?
Peyote?
The whole
Yeah.
like
Well, the thing about
box
the
thing?
yeah, that not the box thing because in the movie, I mean like, because in the
Honestly, Salty Frank? Yeah.
Honestly,
I would have been terrified of a giant spider. Especially
Yeah,
the one
honestly.
that's in, like, if you guys have seen, like, you know, the OG, like, TV series sort of, It,
yeah.
where they kind of have the spider at the end.
Mm.
That was actually kind of
Because
terrifying.
at the end of the book, he was like a spider, and that's how they kind of just started destroying him.
Yeah.
Because in like the new one, he was like a spider for a little bit.
But, like, a clown spider. It wasn't,
That's
like,
kind of
full
how.
spider.
Oh, that's how he was like more of a clown spider, I think, in the book.
Oh.
But like with the book, it was like, because like you know how they had that secret hideout in the movie.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the book, but that's where they did like all of them together. They like smoked this root, and that's how they knew about the turtle. Like that's how it was It sounds really stupid, but that's how Mike and Richie actually found out how to kill him, because they like basically all went down there to like smoke it. These kids are stupid because they could have died, because they literally had to like at like the end when they were like hallucinating, they had to like be dragged out because like they couldn't breathe. They were like in a little like
Can
hole.
we get some root and just smoke out the next episode?
Smoke some root.
I want to see some cosmic turtles.
Honestly, though,
It's a Pacific root. I don't know. Only grows in Dairy, Maine.
I think for me, what kind of ruined the movie was too much comedy that it threw me off.
Oh, and it.
Yeah. I felt like I went in wanting the movie to be similar to the first one, where it's like fucked up, and I'm like, oh, that.
You're like, shit.
Like, it started off fast too. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh,
gay
yeah.
bashing, a lot of Pennywise eating someone in like the first 20 minutes. I mean, this movie's gonna be great.
Mhm.
And then it went to I'm gonna fuck your mom jokes and all that. And I was like, I felt lost in the movie because I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
was
a lot of it was like, I feel like they would have made it a lot better if so many people were just so fond of like kind of like the child like banter in the first one
yeah,
that I think
Yeah.
that they like overcompensated to make more people come and see it.
right.
And then
Yeah.
it kind of overshadowed the fact that it was actually like the terrifying parts, you know? Like if
Mhm.
they put a little less funny, it would be much more terrifying.
Well, I hate
Yeah.
horror and I liked it.
Hmm.
I thought it was.
Interesting.
I really liked it too, but also because I love Bill Hader.
Well, yeah.
I also
You can get these initials.
well, the way that I judge horror movies is based on how afraid I am after, which I wasn't that afraid, but that is why I thought it was a good movie.
It's a good
Yes,
point.
okay.
That's always how I base like my
It
horror
is
movie
booze.
sort of like scale on how. Oh.
It's a fun witchy brew.
I
got the American Horror Story cup.
I have a
Is
cup
the
that says
booze?
"Stirring Up Magic"
And I have
with glitter
mine.
inside.
It says
Mine
eat, drink, and be
says-
scary.
More booze, please.
I do want to mention that I find it hilarious when you're talking, you're using your normal hand mannerisms, but it's just the Freddy Krueger clap.
I know, it's
and
like-
it cracks
let
me
me tell
up.
ya.
I'm just waiting, like you just like, oh wait, I could just kill everyone with the Freddy Krueger clap.
I didn't-
Mind if I just-
Fun fact, I didn't have a lot of money, so I was either the hand or the fedora, so I settled for the hand because I
Good
didn't want to
call.
own a fedora.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't, like, live with myself if I actually bought one.
2 weeks later, you're coming in. Lady?
Milady.
Gentleman tips fedora.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I like walk by Holly's room at night or something and I just see her like practicing in the mirror and I'm like, Holly, what the fuck? You're like,
Like, I, like, throw it.
I wasn't doing anything. Sorry.
Like, I was, sorry, I was watching porn. I wasn't playing with my fedora.
Step bro, no.
Bro. just wait.
My favorite, like, well, the first time it happened, now it's just like overkill. But like the first TikTok when it was like, "What are you doing, watching porn alone?" And they're like, "No, I'm with my boys."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Forrest, you would say that.
How many fedoras do you have in your collection?
A lot. He's got a lot.
Probably doesn't have a lot.
Probably does have a lot.
That makes sense.
What's up,
Forrest.
Chica Slim Brady?
Ah.
Solid. It's been a long time.
I love
yeah.
that.
But yeah, back to The Shining. I think the other thing that bothered me reading this book and comparing it to the movie is the fact that a lot of stuff that Jack says in the movie are quotes from the ghosts. Like the little
Yeah.
piggy thing, that's not something that he said. Here's Johnny's not even in.
In
The book.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like the big glaring one that Dick saves the day. Like,
And he
Yeah.
Richard,
lives.
like he lives, he doesn't get. Because that's like the.
Doesn't fucking die
That's
right
the
when he gets there.
In my eyes, that's the most pivotal point in that movie is when Halloran shows up and then you see him walk into that thing and he just gets axed. Because you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Instantly.
fuck, now
Are you
what?
kidding
Like,
me?
it's game over.
Like, it was pointless. Like, he went all that way just to instantly die. I mean, in the book, he instantly got knocked out.
Right.
But at least, like, he lived.
I almost think that the book sounded more brutal. Because, like, the movie scene, you're like, oh, he got axed. That's gross. But, like,
Yeah.
he got beat up by, like, a mallet.
A mallet. A croquet
croquet,
mallet.
yeah.
Yeah. And they're also like, what was I going to say? I actually lost my train of thought. Something about, oh my god. Never mind. Keep going. I forgot what I was
Well,
going
and
to
they
say.
don't explore anything with the bees, which was like a whole chapter and a half,
Yeah, the
or
hornets.
the big trees moving.
Oh,
forget what those are called. The
bushes,
hedges, yeah.
Oh, the
The
animal
animal
hedges.
hedges.
Because it wasn't a maze, it was the animal hedges, which I
Yeah.
thought were more terrifying. Because like, imagine like a bunny rabbit or a lion hedge just coming to try to eat you.
Right.
That sounds cooler
Way
than
cooler.
being lost in a maze while your dad tries to kill you.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I mean, both are terrifying, but like, I feel like if like literal like plants started moving as animals and starting to eat me, like I would be a little bit more
I'd be
scared.
like, oh, excuse me.
Then if your dad trying to kill you?
Yeah, but like Danny was young, he was running, he got away, but I feel like a giant lion that's a bush that could eat you, more scary. Because that's like that's not something that would actually happen. And so I feel like it would be more terrifying if it actually did happen.
I feel like that's why me getting killed by my dad is so much scarier.
That's a good
But the
I
thing,
feel like if I saw a
Yeah, that's
giant
true.
moving hedge of an animal that could potentially eat me coming at me, I would just think I was hallucinating. It'd be like,
Oh my god.
That's
No.
true.
what?
I mean, that's what he thought in the book. That's also what I like about the book is that it shows that he just doesn't like instantly go crazy and he's like, "Don't mind if I kill you." It's more
yeah,
of like he sees the hedges start to move and he's like, "Oh God, I'm hallucinating." But then everybody else sees it as well, and that's something Halloran mentions in the very beginning. And
yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I've seen like the hedges and stuff, so don't go out near there." But that's about it.
Sorry, I don't know why I think that's funny. My dad was so. You know, it's a weird thing that I experienced while reading the book that it really I don't know why I did. So like when we talk about fears, obviously home invasion is the scariest thing. But
Obviously.
Obviously.
no, for me, the only things that like really scare me is open water. Like for some reason, open water scares me. But when listening to this book, I actually started like kind of getting a little panicky when they started talking about how there's no escape from the house because they're snowed in. I don't know what it was about that, but that kind of actually made me like tense up, like thinking like being in that position because like obviously we live in Utah. There's
Yeah, like
Times
that
where
could
the-
realistically happen.
Well, like the Dahmer family.
yeah.
which they talk about in the book.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like, honestly, I haven't been able to drive my car for 2 days.
Oh.
So I've been stuck at my house. Okay, actually, I've been going to work still. But listen, I've had to, like, get rides places, which is insane. And it's, honestly, if I had to just stay at home and I didn't have people to take me places, I would go crazy in probably, like, a couple days.
Yeah.
Just, like, the fact of knowing that I can't leave. Okay, I could leave my house and, like, walk places if I wanted to, but, like, am I going to do that? No.
No.
Well, then let's also take into consideration if we put ourselves in the book, no cell phones, no computers, and no phones because Jack decided to break the one.
Yeah, no, I would.
That made me
Yeah.
panic. I was like,
I-
"Fuck, what would I do?"
I would never take that job in the first place.
Ooh.
Oh no, I
I
wouldn't.
Depends
He's
on what
a
that
single
paycheck
man.
is. Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh no,
absolutely
I'd be
not.
terrified to be there all alone and
Mhm.
snowed in.
if I had people with me, it'd be one thing. Because, I mean, technically they're paying you,
Mhm.
and you have free food, free lodging. And so, like, that's why I
Yeah.
understand, like, it was the perfect thing for their family at the moment. Because they were basically, like, they lost everything because of stupid Jack
Being a
Beating up some
beating up some
Sometimes-
kid.
Sometimes you gotta punch high schoolers. Like, come on.
I mean,
If you're in
honestly,
high school.
Yeah, that's arguable.
maybe not when you're the teacher.
Yeah, the kid was kind of running this.
honestly
I'm
though, he
kidding.
slashed his tires, and like,
Yeah.
who wouldn't just kind of like,
Snap.
yeah. But he also like, I think it's crazy that it just kind of shows him as like he's like, no, I basically blacked out. Like when I started beating him, and then was just holding him, and he was just like bloody and
And
just
you're
like
like-
ready to like beat him up some more. Was like,
He gave him his medicine.
oh my god,
I disagree.
Forgot my notes. I had notes.
you had notes.
I always take notes on all the
I have
books
to take
That's
notes.
because I'm.
No one's a nerd.
I am a nerd. I get really excited.
Ew, are you a nerd?
No, but that was one of them. Is like I didn't really like the reference. Like take your medicine. Like I was like, what does that even like mean? Like take your punishment. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like take your punishment.
Because like his dad said it, so like then he started saying it, which I was like,
Well, it's kind of fucked up too because
interesting.
his dad was a nurse, right, or a doctor. I can't remember what they He worked in the hospital.
Yeah.
So his catchphrase was "Take your medicine,",
medicine.
and he worked in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've heard that before. I heard that.
My dad says that when I was little, he would say that to me all the time, which
It's like a
was a
punishment.
reference to The Shining, first of all. But I didn't know that as a kid. But it was mostly, it had to do whenever you had to take, like, you know, like that NyQuil or something where you just kind of, like, had to throw it back when it was disgusting. And it's like, all right, take your medicine. It may suck right now, but it's going to help you in the long run.
It's similar to, like,
My mom used to quote Mary Poppins.
Oh.
It's pretty foolish.
Okay, listen, my mom really gave us a spoonful of sugar once. It's not good. Don't do it. It doesn't help.
It doesn't help with the medicine?
No, it does not.
I don't understand how you do that, though. Okay, so you put the spoonful in before or after? After?
I feel like just
Huh.
drinking water would be so much better.
Well, I agree, but, you know.
Well, as a kid, you're like, a spoonful of sugar? Hell yeah!
That's exactly what happened.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, back to The Shining.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I said, I think the biggest difference, because, like, I don't know. I messaged you, like, right when I finished it. I think I said you were right or something like that. about-
Yeah, and I was just like, of course I was.
I just felt like,
I feel like a lot of the characters in the Shining movie are way underplayed also.
yeah.
Well,
Like-
yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Like Wendy.
Wendy, because she, like, looks like such a dumb idiot, but she's actually, like, not.
The casting was really poor, too. Like, and I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but the way that they made Wendy out in the book, I mean, I think there's even a quote where they said when she showed up to the lodge when everyone was, like, a bunch of the customers were still there, all the men, like, turned and were, like, looking at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, she was,
'Cause she
a
was, like,
MILF
this, like-
MILF.
Yeah.
She was like this pretty blonde and everything.
And then they cast the lady who played in Popeye.
Yeah,
Oh
I forgot about that.
And she,
Alex?
yeah. She just doesn't really, I felt like she didn't really fit the bill after I read the book. I was like, well, that doesn't seem, and she seemed in the movie so useless.
Yeah.
Like, they really
Yeah.
played that old school 70s women are weak thing.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Didn't Stephen King say like Wendy was the most misogynistic character written into a movie that he's seen about The Shining?
I think so.
Yeah.
Would
I
make
think so.
sense.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in the book, she actually, like, sure, she talks about how, like, she's like, I don't know if I'd actually be able to kill my husband and stuff like that. But she was, like, ready to actually get the fuck out of there.
She got fucked up by a
know?
croquet bat and then still,
Yeah.
like, managed to fight back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's hardcore. Like,
But in the
That's
movie, she's
pretty
just, like, there with a knife and she's like,
Like, yeah, and
that's
well,
it.
and it was so weird. Like in the movie, they focused so much on like her, like Wendy and Jack's like fighting and like their relationship that we kind of forget about Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Danny's
that-
not a character in the movie.
Yeah, well, and the
Wow.
thing is, the only reason why Jack is trying to kill his family is because the people, or I guess like the ghosts in the hotel, want Danny to stay there because he has the Shining, because it's like a
Mhm.
power, which you don't really get until like Sleep Doctor. But like, I'm really excited for that movie.
No, okay, so that's a question I want to ask then. Do they explain, because even when I was reading the book, that was one thing that I didn't understand, is what would the ghost benefit from having Danny on their side?
Because like, I would assume if, like, Danny died and didn't get, like, his power sucked away, because I think that's what the other Shining people do, because it's, like, another name for it. I don't know the name
Yeah.
yet. But I think it's, like, his powers transfer when he's dead. Because they also talked about a lot, too, because, like, you know how the ghosts kind of appear and stuff? It's almost like times that by 10. Then they can never not be seen, even by the
Mhm.
people who don't have the Shining. Because that's what the beginning of Sleep Doctor is Halloran explaining to Danny. Because, like, Halloran just shows how, like, messed up Stephen King is. Because he, like, talks about, like, Halloran's, like, uncle. And how he was, like, into little boys. And how he would show up after he died at, like, there's one part where he, like, showed up in Halloran's bed and was like, take off your, like, clothes, essentially.
What?
And it was really creepy. And then that's how Halloran learned how to, like, keep the ghost away in his mind. So imagine, like, having someone who has the Shining who can just show up anywhere but not be, like, taken down. So I'm assuming it's, like, something like that. Because, like, that way that the ghost can, like, control it. Because, I mean, the ghosts who are dead are, like, kind of, like, high power in the ghost world, I guess, if you want to say. Are, like, the previous owners.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they just want more power.
You know what's a
So they
fucked
took
up
Danny.
real life adaptation of that is, like, in the psych world? Like, if you, because I really like researching, like, psychological stuff. I think it was in a TV show on Netflix, and that's what made me research it. But when young kids have to go through trauma like that, they'll manifest in their brain that trauma as like a monster. I think it was in
Haunting on Hill House.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I watched Haunting on
Yes.
Hill House, I started researching that, and that's actually a human defense mechanism.
Yeah, especially for children.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's depending on what you believe in. People say that if you can actually harness that defense mechanism, that it can create what normal people would think is like outer world powers.
Oh, kind of like ghosts, and that's what people call like poltergeist and stuff. It's basically just kind of like all of that bad feeling and just kind of like all the trauma that you've just kind of pent up can't exactly just kind of stay there, and so it just starts to manifest into some things happening outside of you.
Well, and some kids will also develop like multiple personalities from traumas like that. So they are literally a different person some of the time.
Yeah.
Which I guess.
The mind is wild.
Honestly, though, yeah.
Well, and then I was also reading too, like about ghosts and stuff. So, and I've always thought this a little bit too, and this is kind of off topic, but if like a crazy event were to happen, like let's say Freddy over here decides to murder all of us right now, the potential energy that would get like used in that moment, because we would all be like frightened, scared, like we'd be fighting back as much as we can, that energy actually never leaves the world, because like the particles that get used are still here.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't understand that. I'm not a scientist. Like, you know, I don't understand energy or whatnot. But people are starting to explain that's what ghosts are. Is that they never that the particles never disappear from a moment that happens. Because, you know, when you hear about ghosts, there's usually a tragic story behind it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, oh, like, so-and-so got murdered here, so that's why there's a ghost. A lot of people are starting to think that maybe some people who are more affected by energy can pick up on past energy, and then sometimes that will have a visual representation in that person's brain.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I mean, like, it also goes to kind of like the rule that like atoms can be created but not destroyed.
Exactly.
And so no matter what, it's going to be here if not amplified.
Right. So like I don't know if do you guys have like someone in your friend group who like says that they've seen more ghosts than everyone else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me.
So maybe you're a little bit more I don't know what word to use, but like a little bit more
in tuned,
I guess you could say, or a little bit more
more like visually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean it would make sense. And like it would make sense, especially with kind of just like feeling an energy, because I mean that's also a thing that like I've realized that specifically I'm more in tune with. So like whenever I walk into a room or something and like Holly's sitting in there and something bad happened that day or something like that, I'll immediately just be like,
what's wrong?
What's wrong?
Right.
And she's like, I don't know. But no matter what, I can always tell when like someone's upset, or specifically if it's bad. If it's good, I don't really like see it as much. You know,
feel that negative or
it's
bad.
really weird sometimes, just because it's not like easy to explain the feeling, and
I'm sure
it's
not.
like just kind of like when you walk into a room and stuff like that, but it's usually like circled around like a certain person. You know, just kind of like if you walk towards someone, it feels a different way, but if you're near a certain person, then it feels completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and it's cool as we're furthering along in our knowledge of humans, because that idea has always been ridiculed for a long time. Like people would say, "Oh, well, that person's just fucking," but now they're actually starting to prove that people have auras, and the auras can also affect other people. Because I don't know if you guys, I personally have experienced like being around someone who's so fucking negative that it just drains you. Like you're tired as fuck when you're around them. You're like, God, like I'm starting to feel depressed and shitty. And then when you leave, you're like, I feel pretty great.
I feel pretty good right now.
I don't feel exactly.
And they're starting to like people who, it's cool because people are starting to, who were young and had these feelings, got told they were crazy. Now we're in adulthood and they have the money to actually start researching this.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to see research projects of people studying auras or energy and different things like that. So maybe that could be what explains ghosts in the near future.
That would be interesting.
I'm feeling pretty sick, so I'ma peace out.
Thank you for
Bye,
coming,
Girl Scout.
even being sick.
Feel better.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck with your car.
Safe.
Hopefully
Oh.
it stops leaking.
Right? My car leaks in the rain now, guys.
Oh.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Oh,
It's a good thing it doesn't
freaks
rain
me
a lot.
out.
Yeah.
make sure to get lots of rest
And water.
and water.
Yes.
I believe in you.
When are we gonna have a cat podcast? I'll bring all mine.
I
You
have,
bring
like,
all yours. You get
4
yours.
cats.
I
don't have any cats, but I
They're
have
like
I
legit
want.
cats.
like.
Oh,
See, here's
I have
the
2 of those
Yeah.
too.
I want
Perfect.
legit
I have
cat.
2 of them also, but only one of them is nice, so I would only bring the
Yeah.
one.
See, I feel like it's really hard to have like a cat party.
I'm just gonna bring my chungus.
No.
She'll
Yeah.
just sit here and
Chungus?
crush my legs.
Oh.
Mac would get upset and probably pee on the floor and then sit in the corner really angry and just meow at me for like hours.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
Bye.
But
Be
Nora might be
safe.
good.
Bye.
Bye.
Anyways, we should definitely have a cat podcast though, because I think that'd be lit. Mostly just because
Maybe-
I want to see cats.
Maybe if we bring one cat at a time.
We can do
Because
that.
Mac would be great if it was just him.
What about Nora? Does Nora get along with other cats?
She's fine.
I don't know what my cats would do.
It's not that Mac doesn't get along with other cats. He just is uncomfortable when he is not the alpha
Mm.
in the room.
Oh.
And
Is
we all
this-
know Mac's the alpha in the whole house.
Yeah.
We have 4 dogs and 2 cats. And he's number 1.
He's a- Oh, Mac.
So what would you
Back
guys
attack.
give the? I guess we should ask this before she left. But like
Oh, alright.
ratings for the book and movie. So I think for the book, for me, it might be like a 9.
I was going to say around an 8 for the book.
I really enjoyed the book. Movie.
Yeah.
Now after reading the book, if I don't compare it and if I try and pretend like the movie is its own thing, maybe like a 6.5.
I'd say about that same.
Yeah,
Mm.
honestly.
See, when I first watched the movie, I gave it a 4. But ironically, because I read the book, I give it a 6 because it like makes sense. I don't know. I just didn't get it. Like, I don't want to be that person that's like, I just like don't get it. I just didn't get the movie. I was like, this doesn't make sense. It's all right acting, to be honest. Besides Jack Nicholson, everyone else sucked.
True.
Made no sense.
No.
Logically, if he went that crazy that fast, there's already something messed up with him, so they
Mhm.
shouldn't have been with him in the first place. Like, the whole movie doesn't make any sense. Alone, now that I read the book, I'd give it a 6.5. Because I'd give the book a 9. I've read it twice now.
I really like the book, and I'd say I'd give it like like an 8. But I also, I don't know, I'm kind of like iffy on the movie. Like, I love, if I don't compare it, especially, I love it, even though it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, I still love, first of all, Jack Nicholson, and then also just kind of like the cinematography and like
Yeah.
the feel in general, because it does kind of give you this like,
Gives you this, like, ominous.
yeah,
Ominous
'cause, like,
feeling.
you know something's gonna happen, obviously,
Yeah.
and it just kind of like, I feel like it really gives a visual to how secluded they are.
Yeah.
True.
You know, and it really gives you insight, especially to the book, because I mean you can imagine it in the book and stuff, but like especially with that movie, with how like large and grand it is,
Yeah.
and then it's like him sitting directly just in the center of like the room or something like that, and it's just completely empty.
Right.
It really gives you kind of like this eerie feeling.
True.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to say the unpopular opinion. I'm not a big fan of Kubrick at all. So that's why I don't like it. And I'm not going to, like, really change. Because I know it's very unpopular to be like, Kubrick's so good. He's alright. Like,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
I think
But people also say Stephen King's awful.
I
But
think
that's their
for me, if we talk about Kubrick, I think the only reason why I think he's a great is because he was early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the first to really be like put his name in the bucket of like great directors.
Yeah. Well, and he's done so much for the cinematic
Yeah.
like world. He like created so many different types of techniques and like all this like different stuff. I just don't care for him in general, like his movies. But I like parts of his movies. I just don't like his movies. Like Clockwork Orange.
That is fucking wild.
It's wild.
I don't
Just
know what to
wasn't-
think about that.
I probably just would never watch it again. I watched it once, I'm good. I just don't really like him.
I don't know anything about movie directors.
I think Clockwork Orange, though, in particular, is another thing with this movie. Is it's like now you watch Clockwork Orange and you're like, this movie's just kind of fucking whack. Like, I'll be honest with you, I watched
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange like for the first time a couple years ago, and I was like, I don't like this movie.
Yeah.
But then I sat there and thought, well, this movie came out in like the 60s. I bet this was wild as fuck to people in the 60s.
Oh,
Oh, it was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
very turning point movie. Like, it was
Yeah.
very impactful because it was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's messed up now, but it's like, think about the 60s.
I mean,
And
was
it being
there...
messed up.
I imagine there was movies, but was there movies that had like pretty much almost a full-on rape scene?
No.
Or was that
Not
one of the
that I know
first
of.
ones?
I feel like that was one of the first ones, especially
Yeah.
with, like, as just like kind of brutal
Yeah.
in general, and just like
Yeah. Well, especially because, like, I remember, like, in my film class, they were talking about, like, how it was, like, one of the first movies that had, like, such a brutal scene while he's singing, like, Singing in the Rain song. Like,
Yeah.
such a happy sound, but it's such a brutal thing.
yeah.
Kind of like in Reservoir Dogs, where the guy's, like, cutting off his ear, and then it's like, it's stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
But the guy's ear's getting, like, sawed off. But it's like, that's what... If Kubrick wasn't around, that probably would never have been, like, a thing Quentin Tarantino would have thought of.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he might have, but, like, it just, like, Kubrick did open so many doors.
Right.
Yeah, no, honestly, I love the idea of him being kind of like one of the greats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And you can't, just like discredit that he definitely is one of the greats.
Mhm.
Definitely
Mhm.
not one of the greats right now.
No.
Oh,
In
well,
the
yeah.
sense of like, compared to all the movies here, but
Like,
definitely
currently.
during the time
Oh, great, yeah.
was revolutionary.
Well,
in
and
a
he's
way.
what
Yeah.
we would jokingly call edgy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what he was. He
was
and
the
being,
OG edgelord.
and being edgy in the 60s, that was way more rare than it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
So
It
it
just
was
doesn't
more
happen.
uncommon than because right now, definitely, like, have y'all seen Midsummer?
yeah.
Freaking wild.
I love that movie.
Freaking
Wild.
loved it. It was
Well,
amazing.
It's so good.
But it's definitely so fucked up.
Yeah.
Freaking weird.
Yeah.
It's an anxiety attack the whole time.
The whole
Because, like, you just are expecting so much to happen. And then when, like, shit really goes down, you're like,
Oh my god!
Wait, so since you didn't fully read the book, what would you rate the movie of Shining before we get into Midsummer? And...
well, let's consider that I don't like horror movies.
Right.
I also don't like thrillers very much.
Dang, so that movie is not in your...
So, yeah, let's just putting these things into perspective is
Genre.
that I didn't love it. I mean, it was fine. It was not like... for the time period, I think that it was well made, and I think that, like, I just feel like it could have been so much better,
Mhm.
and not even, like, the quality of the movie, fantastic. Even with the casting, like, no, I don't think that was the best choice, but I just feel like there were a lot of other ways that they could have incorporated things that were in the book that could have been way more inclusive of
This is
what
for you,
was really
Forrest.
happening.
Right.
And the thing is that, like, I like some weird ass movies. Like,
Mhm.
I'm really into indie film because
Some of them are fucking
it's
weird.
so fucking weird. It's so weird that, like, I just can't. When I see things that are so weird, it's just like entertaining to me. And I didn't feel that way about The Shining. And, like, I just feel like if The Shining were to really happen, I don't feel like either Wendy would have just left him in the freezer forever. She would have just left.
Mm.
Or he would have killed them both. Like, I just.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, logical things that don't make sense to me, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the book, she did leave him in the freezer, but the ghost let him out. So that's what happened.
That was a
It's a
big
ghost
pivotal
amount.
point that I didn't expect in the book.
Yeah.
So they could actually be like physical.
No.
No. How does he get out in the movie? I forgot.
I actually think the ghost does help him out in the movie.
Yeah. I know. I
Maybe
think
he does. I
he
don't-
may so.
I wasn't able to watch the movie before coming here, like recently. I haven't watched it like a
He's
year.
being a...
He has to drive home.
We've had a
He's-
cup.
He's drinking. This is
Weird.
strong stuff, excuse me.
It actually pretty strong.
Actually, it is really
It's
strong.
actually, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting to pour, like, the whole
Talking about
thing in.
Did you
adaptation.
put the whole bottle in?
No, not the whole thing.
The whole bottle of the bigger one, but not the 90 proof.
I put majority of the 90 proof. It was like a 3/4.
99
Basic-
proof?
Basically, where the line is now,
Yeah.
like about right here, was alcohol, and then we filled it up.
But
That-
it's not that bad for being like.
Very good.
No, I think it's good.
It's pretty good.
Now, talking
It's
about
like-
your interest in indie movies, I'm curious if it's similar to why I like indie movies and stuff. Because for me, I want a movie that gives me a reaction. That's why I like sad movies and I like horror movies, because they're the only movies, like, to me, like action movies or adventure movies don't really do anything for me.
Mm.
But like indie movies, though, because they're so left field,
Yeah.
I get reactions from it. It gives me a reaction.
My thing about indie movies / like, I like action movies, and I like sad movies, and I like indie movies because I like movies that I can be invested in without knowing that I'm going to go to sleep and think about it. Or that I can go to sleep and think about it in a way that's like more of like a
Sorry, keep going. I agree, Salty.
Yes, Creep 1 and 2.
more of like, so like, have you ever seen Electric Children?
I haven't.
Yes.
It
Wait,
you
what
should
was the
watch
movie?
it.
What
Yeah.
movie?
Electric
It
Children.
is-
Oh, I actually have never
Freaking-
read that.
I probably have talked to you about it because I have thought about it all the time since I watched it, like
Electric
a long-
Children?
with a K. Electric, CK.
Who is that by?
I don't know, but it's basically about a girl who gets pregnant, and she says that she's pregnant by God, but she lives in a polygamous family, and they assume that it's her brother that impregnated her.
Mm.
And her brother is like, I didn't do that. What the fuck? Like, let me go. But they excommunicate him from their cult. And she basically is like, well, that was fucking rude. I'm gonna go find my real dad. Because her real dad was not a part of the cult, and her mom was like a part of the cult after that. Like, she was already pregnant when she joined the cult.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So she goes to California to find her dad, but she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She's just this random girl.
Yeah.
She has no education. She has nothing because she was raised in this polygamous cult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so wild.
Yeah. Well,
It's
and she
so
was.
wild.
Everyone would be like, "So who's the father?" And then she'd be like, "Play a song," and she's like, "This is what got me pregnant." Was like this
Yeah.
song because God spoke through this song and got me pregnant.
Yeah, so she believes that she got pregnant from God through this, like, tape song. It's super weird.
But it's
Super weird.
so good.
It's really good, though. It's,
Yeah.
like, it's crazy. And, like, it's not that I took anything away from the movie. I didn't.
You're just-
I just think it's super freaking weird.
Right.
And I think about it a lot because it was so crazy.
Midnight Meat Train
And
with Bradley Cooper.
Class.
there's also this other movie that I watched that, I don't remember what it's called. Something about this cannibal family. Freaking weird.
We live here, or we are here.
Yes!
We something like
Yeah.
that. And it has the same girl from Electric
It
Chicken.
does
in
have
it.
the same girl from Electric Children.
You would really like it because it's indie and horror.
Perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not very
I would
horror.
say more like Indian thriller.
Yeah,
because
it's not very horror.
There's murder in it, but like not the way you expect.
It's not like
Is it not
gruesome
gory,
murder.
or is it just kind of like?
It's more like a thriller. It's like gory-ish. It's. Sorry,
It's
I'm
not-
like feel like.
It's not gory. It's just like it's not like
Gore.
bloody gore, but it's like emotional gore
Yeah.
and like
Well, they're also
Emotional gore, I love
cannibals.
that.
yeah, they're cannibals. So like
Yeah.
there's a little bit. It's like you see like some torture, but like not
Yeah.
a lot because it basically the movie is about their mom dying from a disease from being a cannibal, and once a year they're supposed to eat this person, and the dad was like, hey, it's up to the woman in our cult to like, I don't know if they're in a cult or if it's like a religious
like,
thing.
cook
It's
the
more like
person
a
or something?
family
They had
thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's like a family thing where they have like it's like a big family, but they're not together. It's just like those four of them, but there's more out there.
yeah, it's like
It's weird.
I don't know how
hard
to
to explain.
explain
Yeah.
like the relation of like why they're cannibals. It's weird. They don't really totally explain why they're cannibals,
Yeah.
but they like kind of it's weird. But basically, like when the mom dies, the police start like catching on to like why they're finding all these bones in the river behind their house and why they're finding these teeth and things, and it's
like-
now up to the two like teenage girls to slaughter this woman that they've captured. So the dad like captures her, and then they're in charge of like preparing her.
Mm.
It's freaking weird, but the girls are like squeamish about it, and they're like, we don't want to do it. But the dad is like, this is our.
What's
is
this
how
one
we do
called?
it.
Because
This is
now I
what
got
we do."
two to
I
watch.
think
It's We Are Here or We Live Here. It's something like that.
It has the same girl, like the same main character as Electric Children.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
I'll
has
just
like
go
the
to
really,
her.
really, she has really, really, really curly hair.
Yeah.
That's really pretty. And then she was in a movie or a show recently where they straightened it, and I was like,
Yeah, I did not appreciate that.
We Are What We Are.
we are what we
that
are.
seems right.
Dude,
That
she's
sounds
been
right.
in a lot of shit, like Ozark,
Yeah.
Perks of a Wallflower,
What?
Yeah.
Maniac, which is supposed to be really good. I haven't watched.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. No, but my appeal to like Midsommar is another example of like a good movie that like I would put in like kind of an indie category just because like so freaking weird. Like when you watch it, like there's not a lot of like the build up is there, but I feel like you don't really realize like when it's building up that it's building up. And then like shit just like starts happening and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I think that's.
Honestly.
I would consider it an indie movie too, and I think it's cool because it's an indie movie that. Because I know that like the whole idea of like when people start talking about indie, they're like, oh, we like it because it's small. It's like a hipster like idea.
Yeah, like I like
But
it before it was
everyone's
popular.
indie idea. Like if you're an indie director, I would imagine your idea, like your dream is like, I want my movie just to be big and well received.
Yeah.
So, and I think Midsummer
Well-
is one of those movies that started out as like a small, cult audience that has blown up. Because
Yeah.
I think Midsummer
Well-
is a very popular movie now.
It is now,
Mhm.
but that's because it started with The Bitch.
One of my favorite movies.
And then it went to Hereditary because the guy who did Hereditary, or it could have been a woman. I don't know who did it. They also did Midsummer, but they also did The Witch. And then now they're doing, who did The Witch is now doing The Lighthouse, which comes out this week, actually. I really
Everyone
want to
is
see
talking about The Lighthouse, and I'm very excited.
I'm so excited for it.
Wait, when is it coming out this
I think it came out. I think it came out this weekend.
Wait, so what are you saying? The Witch or the Vitch?
It's The Witch, but it's two
It's two
V's,
Vs.
and it's also
Witch.
like it's The Witch because it was like Old English, like The Witch.
Is that the one with the goat
Yeah.
Yeah.
or the
Black Phillip?
the sheep or the ram or whatever it was?
It's a
Mhm.
goat.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Black
like
Phillip
Goat.
for
Yeah.
the devil.
So I watched The Witch with two people who were so hating on that movie like an hour in that it pissed me
God
off.
damn
See,
it.
the thing
I
is-
hate when people ruin good movies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is with The Witch, the same with Midsummer and the same with Hereditary. You have to watch it in a silent, dark
Yes.
room. Otherwise, you lose all ambience. Like I watched Midsummer last weekend when you guys went to Wendover,
Mm.
and like I kind of had the lights on. I had most of the lights off, but like you know how we kind of have some of the lights on.
Yeah.
I wasn't as scared.
Oh.
But also because I kind of watched, I looked away from like the scene where the old people were there and they had one of the rituals. I kind of missed that part because I was like, I don't want to watch that alone.
That was.
Graphic.
I remember watching that and just kind of being like, how is CGI and just kind of like special effects so advanced
That they
it
could
looks
do that.
so real? You know?
I-
Yeah, where she made and like rubbed it all over. It was like,
Then she turned hot. So I mean, like,
I mean, would you make Baby Jam to, be
Like-
hot when you're old?
Right
can we
now?
talk about how she made Baby Jam naked?
It was a part of the ritual.
Wait, are you gonna make Baby Jam clothed and risk getting it on your nice linens?
Yeah, excuse
I guess
me.
you're right. Also,
Baby Jam does not get out easy.
Yeah. It's like red
Yeah, I guess
wine.
you're right.
It's gonna be there forever.
Yeah, it's there. Man. She
But-
probably knows. She's probably made it before.
Yeah, she's been
Yeah.
there.
No.
The first 10 times the Baby Jam
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah.
The last time she's
Last
like,
time. There
I've
we go.
made it. I thought Hereditary though was probably one of the best.
she hasn't
I
watched
just
it.
hit
Don't
those
tell her
four.
anything about it.
Yeah,
But honestly, Hereditary to me was she was so hot when she got nude.
When
Are you
she
talking
was
about-
old, The old lady?
Forrest.
Either probably.
where she was
Have you
riding
seen
on the
Visit?
broom.
You could see a lot of old ladies naked.
I haven't
in
seen The
that.
Visit yet.
Would not recommend.
No.
It's actually
Right.
not.
It's.
It's all right.
I feel like the trailer hypes it up to be like a really scary movie when you like see her like crawling under the house and shit, and she's like coming at you.
Yeah.
The
That
end.
part
That's
of the
the only
movie
scary
is
part.
like it's not even scary because
Cool.
they're just like down there, and then she like comes up on them, and they're like, "Hello, this is weird meeting you down here under the house."
Then she's like,
It's
oh.
and then she's just like, I don't know. It's gross. It's weird, and then like when you realize what's going on,
I did like the
it's
twist.
Still freaking weird.
Hmm.
But,
I mean,
like,
it's really weird, but I kind of like the twist. I didn't see it coming, so that's why I liked it.
well, you know the part in It too where you see the old lady
She's
walking, and she's
She's like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the visit in like a single scene.
Honestly, that part
yeah.
was one of my favorite parts out of it, just because of the fact that like you're like, wait, what?
And It or The Visit?
And it. specifically
No,
with the
because
old naked lady that just like.
It was so funny
Because it didn't impress me.
when
I didn't
it
notice that.
when I went and saw it chapter 2 when it was it. It was, I think I saw it 2 or 3 weeks ago, so it was kind of on its outs in the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
When the old lady walked past naked, every single person in that theater just started dying of laughter.
So
We
funny.
saw it at Brooklyn's.
So-
and-
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And
everyone
everyone was like,
What the fuck?
my favorite part. So we were at Broovies, and we were already. It was after a giant night out. We were super hungover, and we
Oh
were just
my
sitting there
gosh.
like, "This is the worst idea to come to Broovies, super
Mm.
hungover." And at the point where what was it, Bev? She like trips or something, and he like grabs her.
Oh, it wasn't even Ben. It was Bill.
It was Bev also.
Yeah, Bill and Bev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she trips and falls, and he like catches her. And there's a girl sitting like rows behind us, and because it was silent for the part, all you heard is, "Oh, that was hot."
Oh, that was when they made out. Oh.
And we were like,
So funny.
yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. So
Also, Dr. John's, the like lingerie shop that's like right
Oh,
next to
Broovies in Salt
Oh,
Lake.
yeah.
it is open until 3 a.m.
Well,
There's
yeah.
no-
We
For what? What do you need lingerie for at 3 a.m.?
they don't even have lube,
They don't.
which is the only
We
thing I
checked.
would want to go at 3 a.m. for.
Ooh, do they have
Do they have it
They
on
have
the
a
counter?
fist.
well,
It's
They
like-
did have a fist.
That's
They have
the-
fists.
that's desirable. No, do they have? Is that a place that has one of those weird arcade rooms?
No, it was a sex shop.
Okay.
That would have been so cool though if
So-
they had an arcade room.
We
That
used to
would've been
do a thing on the podcast called Sex Shop Chronicles. So
That should have been one.
we
Which
had
ones have you been to?
no, totally different. Well, it was so
Wow.
we have a
We all got
friend
some.
who watches the stream. She worked as a front desk person at an adult entertainment store that was half store with porn and toys. The other half was like 20 or 30 booths that were arcade booths where you
Where
you
is
go
it?
in
Where is
Colorado.
Damn it.
You would go in and you would pay money, right? And you would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do my thing in here." The stories that girl has told us over like I think we did like 13 or 14 episodes are fucking crazy.
Send me a
Wait.
link to those episodes. I want to hear about
Okay.
them.
And now I'm
Who
just
comes
thinking.
up with this idea?
Wait,
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Oh yeah, she said like the most popular thing were gay guys going back there and like
Oh.
meeting grounds or prostitutes.
Wait,
Oh.
so
At an
are you allowed
arcade?
to, like,
I
you
thought
know,
the
like,
arcade
do
room
the
No.
do
was
in
like
there?
actual like games, like arcade games.
No,
That's what I
arcade
thought
is
as
in
well,
like
and I'm
separate
upset.
booths.
Oh,
I was really hoping that it was
Well,
arcade and then also sex toys. That would
what
have been baller.
if you know how they have like pinballs, like different machines, like pinball
These
machines?
porn pinballs.
Yeah, but like, what if
So
we did
I-
like porn ones and
Same.
like just like you know like the pinball machines that like different themes? Like, what if we did like a porn one and then like do like I feel like that would have been cooler if they had like arcades that were like sex themed, like sex like arcade games,
That'd
but
be
like
so
but not
fun.
like sex games, but like that are like themed with like sex or something, like something funny.
Kind of like when it hits this thing, it's like the butthole or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
like when it like you hit like what like I feel like with a pinball machine, like the things would like be boobs.
Oh, that would actually be really
That'd
fun.
be so
Do you guys want to hear like
Bing, bing,
the
bing,
short
bing,
version,
bing,
the most
bing,
fucked up
bing,
story that she
Fuck,
told
man.
us?
Yes.
Okay. If you guys are listening and you want to go and listen to these in full, you're gonna have to go over to patreon.com/topshelferspodcast. They're free. You don't have to pay for our Patreon unless you want to be a baller. And
Like
And if you
ballers.
want to be a baller, I have no issue with that.
there's a $100 option on Patreon.
Holy!
I'm so
No.
sorry.
There's
$100
a
option.
yeah, there's a $100 option that says you get whatever you want with a winky face. Try it out.
See
So
what happens.
the story is
know what
that
happened?
she was working the front desk or whatever, and this guy and lady came in with what is presumed to be their son, probably around the age of like 16 to 19. Okay. Awkwardly walk around the store, like looking at different toys or now it's not confirmed that this is their son. This is just
What you
what
assume.
she's observed.
Yeah.
Walk around the store, look at some stuff, look at some porn, look at some toys,
You know.
come up to the front desk, and they're like, "Hey, we want to purchase these lubes, condom, and then arcade time." And the girl was like, "Well, okay." And like in her mind, she's thinking, "Well, maybe the kid's just gonna go back there and like, maybe this is like an awkward like family saying, 'Hey, this is natural.'" incorrect in the thinking process, they all go back, and she looks at the cameras and sees all 3 of them go into the room together.
Do we know what's happening in the rooms?
No, you can't see what's in the rooms.
Are these just like basically like one of those like those hotels that are like rent for 20 minutes?
Yes.
Kinda
So exactly. I never got to see what it looked like back there, like because she sent us like Snapchats and stuff of like the front desk area and like her regulars, because that's another segment we did that's hilarious. But
That's amazing.
my idea was think of like a big bathroom stall, but where there's no like gap on the bottom, and then when you get in there, there's TV that you can like pay to watch porn on.
That's fucking genius.
Yeah, I'm sure it makes tons of money.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't want to clean those rooms though.
Yeah, do
She's
they have,
talked
a
about their
special name?
janitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the janitors like they have to like rotate the janitors because they
I
can just
don't
keep
know.
killing themselves? Because I don't know if I could handle.
I don't know. I just imagine that he's probably cleaned a lot of cum. So that's really sad. But so that's kind of the story, is that this mom and dad took in the son and potentially did something.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that full story on Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to hear the full from the worker's perspective, I just read her story that she wrote me. It's fucking nutty.
That's insane.
Yeah. She also has a regular there. His name's Farmer John. That's the nickname they gave him.
I love
Because
that.
he goes in with overalls. He collects porn. And he has like, it's like something like 60,000 DVDs that he is going to, that he explained to her that when he dies is going to be his grandson's inheritance.
Oh no.
But like, who would buy DVDs of porn nowadays when you can get literally probably everything online?
I couldn't tell you.
Collectibles.
The collectible porn, Holly.
Like
Oh, what?
Apparently he's very passionate and very aggressive with his needing of new varieties.
But imagine
That's
like,
very weird.
What's his
but
favorite
imagine
kind? That's what I
like
wanna know.
you have like you're like one of the 5th like so like say it's like small like not many grandkids, but imagine you're like out of a group of 5 grandkids, you get the porn collection and they all get like money.
I'd be so upset.
I would
fuck you,
probably-
Grandpa.
I would fight because you know what I get when my grandma goes? Lighthouses, which I'm actually really lit about. But
You get
like
lighthouses?
I get all of her lighthouse collection,
That's pretty dope.
Like actual lighthouses?
Or
like
they're
little
like
light,
little
little
light- Oh, okay.
miniatures.
Cool guys.
It's still cool. It's her thing.
That's pretty fun.
I love
Just
it,
like
Grandma.
porn. What if secretly you didn't know and then you just found out that your grandparents left you a porn collection?
14-year-old me would have been pumped.
Actually, yeah.
Me now, that just seems like it'd be such a hassle.
I'd be
What
like,
am I
what
gonna
am I
do?
gonna do with this?
There's like some guy who has to deliver it, like the guy who did the will, and he just keeps wheeling in more boxes. I'm like,
Just like giant crates. Just
You're
bringing
filling up
them
my
in.
garage.
Well, think about well, imagine if you don't have a garage and you have like an apartment. You just have to put all that in your apartment, and then you're gonna have friends over, and they're like, "You guys have something to tell us?"
I'm trying to see if I have a picture of this guy
And you're
still.
like, yeah.
She
I mean,
like
you could probably
sneakily took a
sell it.
snap of Farmer John.
But that's also kind of like
I'm
precious.
excited.
That he's like, "I'm gonna save this for my grandson." It's not precious, but it's a little like interesting. Why would he think of his grandson specifically?
Yeah. Is that the only living, like,
Relative?
yeah, like descendant?
Well, maybe
See-
he's like, "My son's too messed up. I'll do it my grandson."
I'll give it to my grandson so you know he gets, like, the family trade.
See, the
just
discussion
gonna
that you guys
buy
are
a fancy
having
sweater.
is the exact hype
love
that
that
we
stuff.
got. The one time she mentioned something about having regulars, we were like, oh my god, we gotta know.
We have to
Who's
know.
regulars to this place?
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm
Huh?
convinced that Dr. John's is possibly like a drug dealing operation or
Oh,
something.
for
Oh,
sure.
I could not
Yeah.
think of any reason why any sex shop needs to be open past 11 o'clock.
Yeah, well, and also because it was like when we went there was like no people, and it was a Saturday night, and on top of that, like the clothing they had more clothing than like, oh heck yeah,
Yeah.
like they had more clothing than they had like sex stuff.
And it wasn't even that, like, much of a variety.
It was literally
kind of
like-
really shitty outfits.
It almost seemed like
Honestly.
it looked like they like went to like a clearance Spirit Halloween, bought all like the sexy stuff, put it on the I think you're right. I think you're onto something.
There's gotta be some sort, because, like, that's what I was saying. They don't even have lube.
They have no,
Yeah.
they don't even have like even like their clothes are like spread so far apart that like they have the same amount of clothing, probably less clothes than like Blue Boutique, but like in a much bigger shop. And like
Twice
even
as
than
big.
that, why are you open till 3 a.m.?
What's-
In the middle of South Salt Lake? That is not the place to be open until 3 a.m. Listen, I work downtown.
It gets weird.
It gets. We had to
It
call the
does
police
get
on a
weird.
lady like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
What's more weird, that place is open till 3 a.m. or the mattress firm that's like right down the street here is open until like midnight?
What?
I had no idea.
Let's
Drive
go
past.
to the mattress firm.
Take a right. I think it's
I know
the
where
street.
it is.
Yeah, one of these streets right here. It's open until like midnight. Their lights are always
That's
on.
weird.
Who has
That's
bought
why
a
I
mattress
mattress
at a
again.
mattress firm in the last 10 years?
I went to a mattress firm recently to look at a mattress, and the guy was like trying to swindle me hard. And Stoney, bless his heart, he doesn't know when to just be like, you know, like when you have to like cut the person off and you're like, no, this
Yeah.
isn't happening. Like I'm here to look, and that's it.
Yeah.
Stoney just is like, you know, he's like, I'm a fellow salesman. I have to give him, you know, the runaround. And I was like, what do you mean the runaround? You conversated with him for 45 minutes about a freaking mattress that we weren't gonna buy.
So like you wasted this man time and our time.
The
When
guy
you-
has been there for 8 hours. He has no time
Yeah.
to waste.
Yeah.
I,
He-
he doesn't give a shit about his time, clearly, because he
Oh.
works at a mattress firm. What does he have to do? Nothing.
Isn't it weird though? Like, why was there still mattress stores? Because like,
Yeah. 'Cause
do you
get
think
it
they
all
sell
online.
even one a day on average?
I don't know.
I would
My-
assume maybe like one every other day.
They talk about that being a front for a lot of
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
a lot of gang activity.
Stoney's
Oh.
uncle works for a mattress store in Park City that is supposedly like a.
But they won't even give you the mattress same day. You have to pay for the shipping
Yeah,
to have it
you
delivered to your
can't get
house.
it
What?
right then.
3
Yeah.
weeks later. That's not how. Yeah, mattress stores
You just go
don't
test
have the
them.
mattress there. You test them there, place an order, and it's like RC Willie's.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, but what if it's open until midnight? What if there's like the special kind of like, you know, arcade room offer where they're testing out?
You can try beds
I
in the
could
back room.
Yeah, you know, I like the special bed.
$100
And you like
now.
slip him like a little bill, and he's like, "I got you." Kind of like dims the light a little.
Yeah.
Starts playing a saxophone.
I
Got
wouldn't.
Kenny G on the side.
That reminds me of this movie called Chopping Mall. It's an 80s horror movie. Hilarious. But these teenagers stay after hours at this mall at a mattress place.
Oh,
And essentially,
no.
it's like kind of like an RC Willie's where they have some furniture, but it's like the beginning of the store is like bunch of mattresses, and then it has like a couple couches and stuff. It's funny because like there was a couple here, there's a couple here, there's some on the couch, and they're just it's just like everyone was just like having sex, but they weren't like, but they were like separate, but they were in a mattress store, so I can see it.
It makes sense.
Only
right?
in an 80s porn, but maybe like I don't really see
It's
it.
2019. Lots of things are possible.
2019. I don't feel like people really. You know what? I just learned about this arcade place. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
You're like, my
anymore.
mind is blown.
Well, the mattress thing's weird. There's that place that's like going viral, I think on Reddit or somewhere where I think it's in Boston, but there's 9 or 10 mattress firms all within like 10 blocks of each other.
Yes.
What?
It's all
I've-
money laundering.
Yeah,
That's
I've-
what they think.
I've heard about this
Oh.
mattress firm conspiracy.
Yeah.
Mattress
love
firm
it.
said that the reason that they have so many mattress firms is because they bought out their competitors, which were close by, and that's why they have so many mattress firms in weird locations.
I mean, that makes.
It doesn't make sense.
sense.
How many freaking mattress stores do we have in Bountiful? A lot, actually.
Yeah, more than
2
we
in
should.
Bountiful.
We have a
Yeah.
lot in Utah.
Then again, it just might have to do with
Okay.
all the Mormon newlyweds just ready to like. We need
We've
a new
been
mattress to break
waiting.
in.
We can't buy anything else.
Be like, I
I've been
can't take
practicing
it.
with my dilators. I'm ready now.
Be like, my mom won't let me take the twin size mattress. I have to buy my own.
I
Give
have
me
to
one
buy
now.
my own.
The futon is not cutting it.
Yeah, I will.
My wedding is tomorrow. I need something for tonight.
The other hot take, if you guys want to have Mormonism even just blow your mind even more, go listen to last podcast on the left's Mormonism, 6-parter.
6-parter. Check
Boy.
it out.
Bah.
What?
There's
What?
a lot of crazy stuff.
How
about
they're
that.
still Mormons, I don't know.
Honestly,
It's called being brainwashed in a
Mom,
cult.
if you're watching this, don't watch this anymore. You'll get upset.
Grandma,
Yeah.
stop.
Go listen to that, and you're gonna be like, "Wow,
Grandma
this
shouldn't watch this anyways because then she'll know about my tattoos.
I forgot you haven't told your grandma. About
Grandma,
your tattoos.
no."
Well, I went to her house recently, and like right after I got this tattoo, and she saw my strawberry on my arm right here, and she's like, "You got a new tattoo?" And I was like, "It's just a little one."
No.
Little does she know there's
There's a whole ass one
on the other side.
I'm hiding.
If it makes you feel any better, when I got this big one right here, on my Facebook profile, I posted like one of my witch picture. You know that witch picture I
Yeah.
posted? My grandma's like, "That's a big tattoo. Are you done getting tattoos now?" On my Facebook profile, and I was like, "Grandma, this isn't the time or place."
If my grandma really wanted to see it, I have posted pictures that it
Right.
was in. I just think she hasn't noticed it yet. Hopefully I can hide it from her forever.
Right.
Man, don't we love grandmas?
I love my grandma so much.
My grandma loves the
She's
right.
podcast.
I love
Hi,
your
Grandma. I hope you're
Hi.
watching.
Hi.
My grandma
She
just
does.
really hates my tattoos, all of them.
Well,
But
So,
other than that,
mattress
if she ever
or
gave you the
sheet?
classic, "What are you gonna think when you're 50?"
yes, I have gotten that. I've also gotten. Well, the thing is, I have a professional job, like in real life, so like
Yeah.
I legitimately can't show my tattoos at work. It has not been a problem thus far, whatsoever.
It's not that hard to wear long sleeves and like
I work in an air-conditioned office.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger, you
don't
know.
have to-
I would know.
Never see tattoos.
Never seen.
Cause I gotta work with the children.
Right.
I like to make the baby jam for all my friends.
You're like,
Okay.
potluck? I'm bringing the baby jam.
Okay.
Don't worry, got it on hand.
I got that thing on me. You're like, oh, you see a wrinkle? Hit me up after the podcast.
I got the baby jam.
But
keep that thing on me.
I keep
I keep that thing on me.
Always strapped.
I'm always strapped
Always
with baby jam.
with baby jam.
I'm always
Iconic.
strapped to a
Oh
position.
shit! There's a bone.
Dude, why would
Oh,
you
might
take
be
off
a-
his
Why you
finger
gotta,
like
what's
that?
his name again? Is it
Benny.
Benny, yeah.
Benny?
Yeah, Benihana, remember?
Oh, Benny.
Benny Bones.
Benny Bones.
I just like Ben.
Ollie.
I just want to go to Benihana's, okay?
Actually, that does sound pretty
Sounds
fly,
pretty
like,
good.
honestly.
Have you been to that place that's just right down the road that's next to Five Guys?
Mikado?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, that place
But
good.
their sushi, I've heard, is better. Well, I've eaten their sushi a few times.
That's pretty good.
It's really good. They have my favorite roll there, but they changed it, and now I'm mad at them, so I don't eat there anymore.
Oh yeah, because they have crab in it now, don't they?
They changed the whole freaking roll. It's not even a dynamo roll anymore. It's a something else.
Assholes. How dare you?
Yeah, I'm very upset about it.
Mikado?
But we went to Fatfish last night, and it was
Oh, it
That
was
fish is
so good.
so good.
We
It
had
was
our
really
own
good.
like
I
little
don't like
room
it
because we
anymore.
had enough people.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah, they were really nice to us, and
especially
we.
speaking that some of the people.
Some of
Assholes.
people in our group may have been a little drunk.
Well,
Not
you know,
me. It wasn't me. I was completely sober.
We were sipping on drinks, but that's about it.
Yeah, no. Someone was like clinking cups around and stuff, and we were just like,
We're inside of a nice
Stop.
restaurant. I mean, it's not like high class, but I mean, they like put us in a nice room instead of being like, no, we don't want to seat 9 people. Like Applebee's. Screw you, Applebee's.
First of all, Applebee's, all we wanted was the $2 drinks.
They were $2 vampire
"There's
cocktails.
only 3 of us.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
We can have Joe pick us up from there."
Oh, she was like, we could go to Applebee's tonight.
I mean, honestly,
There's not 9 of us
It's
anymore.
Saturday. What time is it? You're like an hour away from karaoke too.
There's
Oh,
karaoke at what?
Didn't I
Applebee's?
tell you? Bo used to be the DJ at
Applebee's.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Bo
We
was
can
my
practice our
brother's
Donna and the Dynamos song. Actually, we haven't even picked a song for
friend. We have
karaoke.
not picked a song.
I thought we were
dance.
doing Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Or should
I
we do
think
that?
we
I
should.
want. You know what we should do? We should do that. Kiss the Teacher. Everybody scream.
Yeah.
We should watch
That's
that
a very good
tonight.
one. I mean, well, don't we? We're
What's the midnight one?
midnight. Oh, Man After Midnight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I really
That's a
like that
good
one.
one.
That's a baller one.
Well,
Let's
we
just
could.
also consider that I am tone deaf, so
It's okay. I can't sing worth of anything. I can sing all the high notes because I have a squeaky ass voice.
we decided you get to be Donna.
Because you have the short one, and so it'll
It'll blend.
blend.
Because
I
we'll
have
be
a
the
shirt.
dynamos, because we have matching jackets, and then you'll be in the middle and you'll be like,
I'm done.
I don't know
I didn't realize I was
anything
gonna
about
get
what
this
you're talking
one.
about.
So that's what. So we decided on our Halloween costume. We're going to be Donna and the Dynamos, which is the women from Mamma
Mamma
Mia.
Mia.
Oh,
It's like okay, so you know what,
Diva
Mom?
Moms.
the 70s disco queens
Right.
from Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the moms and her best
and
friend.
her best friends.
But we're
Well,
gonna be
same
like
too.
the younger versions. So we're down on the Dynamos because
We're not
we
putting on winkles.
sleep all day.
Whoop on that.
But so if it shows how much we love Halloween, this isn't even our costumes. Then we have
These are
another
just
costume.
on-hand
this week.
costumes.
Can I John Travolta it and dress up like a woman or what?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
You could be our daughter.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Or
for
my
Halloween
daughter, I
next
guess.
week?
I guess I'm John Travolta.
If you
want to
be a bar crawl.
do you want to go to a bar crawl possibly next Saturday?
I think that might have to happen.
We're going to a
mhm.
Halloween
Might have to figure out if I can get a Mamma Mia costume here
Oh
by next
hell
week.
yeah!
It's not that hard. We could just tell you like one of the fathers.
You just gotta be you gotta get like what we're wearing. We're wearing a fur coat and bell bottom pants, and then glitter.
Glitter. All the
Some
glitter.
glitter.
All the
Straight
glitter.
up glitter.
Straight up glitter.
We almost just bought glitter vinyls just to stick right on.
Just a
Perfect.
good old.
We're not gonna do that though. We decided against it.
No, honestly.
So we're gonna go make our costumes after this.
Yeah, we gotta
that's
do that.
our plan for after this.
Nice.
We're gonna
Yeah.
drunkenly glue on glitter to things. So we're very
Unless we
excited.
go to Applebee's.
Unless we go to Applebee's.
Not even.
That's right. Here we go again. He's like, oh god.
Won't be the first time I've been John Travolta. For Mamma Mia. Won't be the last time.
Be the last.
John Travolta is
An American
That's great.
hero?
honestly,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like, I mean,
I maybe wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far because have you seen that one movie where it was like him and Robin Williams? Robin Williams was great in it, but it was the one with the dogs in it. It was like a Disney movie.
The
Airbud.
Shaggy Dog.
Shaggy Dog.
Oh.
Remember, like they were in
John
it.
Travolta was in
Which
that?
one of them is the dog?
They both became the dog. I
They
thought
both become a dog?
John Travolta and Robin Williams was in it. It was one of their like Robin Williams last movies.
But they both. It wasn't the Shaggy Dog then.
It wasn't the Shaggy. There was a
I was
movie.
like, I remember
It
hearing
was a
about
movie
the
that
Wild
no one.
Hogs.
Fucking
Nope,
wild
nope,
dogs.
it wasn't that one.
John
Robin Williams
Travolta's
was
looking
not in
pretty
that.
good right now, though.
John
That
Travolta?
plastic surgery, though.
John
not looking
Travolta,
too
I
But
good.
feel
no,
like-
no. Like
I think he like
recent,
undid his
recent.
Botox.
Grease in. Or John Travolta in Grease.
Grease
Yes.
is okay, but Grease is kind of like a fucked up movie. If you ever like watch it,
No,
like it's
I agree. It is real. Ooh.
Touch
Have
of
you
gray.
guys seen Shia LaBeouf recently?
He looks better. Shia LaBeouf is.
I love Shia LaBeouf so much.
He reminds me of Shia LaBeouf was like to be like the most
I mean,
American man. He talks like the most American man.
he talks like a really. My favorite thing was when we were at dinner last night. I didn't even open up the Snapchat, so we have like this group Snapchat, and we have some friends who like. I don't understand why they talk the way they talk because I mean they've like lived in Utah the whole time, but we like
Forever.
Yeah, we call them the. We're like,
They're
Bella,
like yeehaw.
was it you who said it? You were like, why do all the yeehaw boys talk that way?
How did the Yeehaw boys get their Yeehaw accent?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
I
have no
still don't
idea.
know.
And then
Cockpit,
he sent a
Utah.
snap back. Actually, I have it saved. Where it's like her and it's like a double chin, and she's like, "Is what they fucked your sister or something?"
No,
like
it was
that?
because they fucked their sisters.
Oh, it's because they
Yeah.
fucked their sister.
But honestly, they make that joke all the time about each other's sisters, so.
Yeah, no, that was
I think it's
literally
funny.
all the talk was.
But if you make those jokes, they laugh harder because you're a girl.
oh, you said by fucking my sister.
Oh, not my
Not my
sisters.
sister.
Are they actually like? Do they really do like
Yes.
yeehaw?
Yes.
Like,
I mean, they
Yeah.
they don't say yeehaw, but they're like, oh hell yeah, brother.
are they from Tila?
No, they're
No,
from
they're
here.
from
They're
Oh
wonderful.
Jesus!
And they literally.
Actual
Okay, literally, the other day, I was talking to Bridger about, like, what was I talking to him about? He brought me a candy bar. And he
I
was
love
like,
Bridger.
well, he
Great.
bought it for himself, but then he didn't want to eat it, so
Oh.
he brought it to me. And he was like, yeah, I literally just got that. And I was like, cool. And he's like, yeah, I was killing some ducks earlier, and then, I don't know, I just really wanted a candy bar, so I bought one, and then I didn't want to eat it, and I didn't want it to smell in my car, so I'm gonna go do some derbs, but here's this candy bar.
Oh, I was shooting some ducks.
The other day he told me his, like, religion was murdering ducks or something, and I was like,
As you do.
All
As
right.
you
Yeehaw.
after he goes
Yeehaw.
shooting, he sends to the group chat all his ducks he killed that morning.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Kinda precious.
It is precious.
It's what his license plate or something like that is like?
Duck 'em.
Duckum.
Duck 'em. I like that.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
There's so many good things about him. His friends sometimes are like a little more yeehaw than him, which is really hard to be more yeehaw than him and not live in the South.
Honestly, though.
But honestly, I just don't know how they all chew. They all are into
I
like.
hate you.
Honestly.
I just don't get it. Like they all just have this like yeehaw accent.
Which is ironic
Where did
because
they
like
get it? Where does it come from?
me and Kat, like I was born in Tennessee. You were born in,
Virginia.
I was born in
Virginia. But see, all of my family is basically from Tennessee and now not Tennessee, but Texas.
Yeah.
And currently live in Texas, and I visit Texas more than they do, so I should be more yeehaw than them.
I'm not yeehaw at all, and you know.
I hate yeehaws.
Me neither.
I love our yeehaws. I don't any other yeehaws.
I like
see,
our yeehaws.
Because our yeehaws
They're
are
mild
like,
yeehaws.
they're mild yeehaws. They're like more yeehaw when like the girls aren't around, but when they're just
I
nice.
don't know.
Uh,
If anything, they make the other boys a little more yeehaw, so they all seem yeehaw. Like
Yes,
when,
that's true.
All I hear is
like,
hell
when
yeah,
we're-
brother.
when we're not around, we hear hell yeah, brother. And I turn around and they have this Gatorade bottle in their hand, and I'm just like,
my mom dated this guy for a short period of time. He had literally a 2 liter of Pepsi, and he would do chew in the living room. But
The living room?
The living room. But to the point where my mom's like, that's disgusting. Stop or go outside. And he's like, okay. He literally wrapped a blanket around it and just go.
One of my worst life experiences
That's what I
is
remember of that one
accidentally
guy.
drinking someone's juice spit.
I almost
I
drank
like
his.
literally like I felt like bile kind of like go up in my.
Okay, so before I tell you what happened to me, there was a time period where I tried chew
Oh,
because
gosh.
I wanted to.
you wanted to be a part of the yeehaw group.
Fuck no. All I do is make fun of yeehaw kids because I think it's ridiculous. So
I don't know if I believe you.
I get so much shit. Okay, when what's those dudes down on Road Road? I said dudes instead of a rude word. The
Ooh.
Diesel stuff, Diesel Brothers.
Oh
You
yeah.
know how many times I've
I
gone?
have-
Ollie hates them.
I have so many things to say about that.
I do too. Do you know how many times I would go to the old Smiths and people would look at me like I was in the fucking Diesel Brothers?
Because
I just
no.
happened to
Oh,
have
yeah.
a beard. I had like kids come up, "Are you the Diesel Brothers?" So I'm like, "No, you."
You're like,
But no. So I tried chew because I was smoking and I wanted to stop smoking, and I was like, "Oh, well, maybe I'll just do chew because that's better for you, right?"
It's more
And,
concealed, so I understand, but also.
If you accidentally
gross.
don't spit out your juice and it goes down your throat, not only does it burn, but it makes you immediately sick. Like your stomach just gets sick.
Remember when Joe did that, and then like he did too much at once, and then instantly like vomited for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Basically that. Yeah, I know that happens.
So when I drank this kid's spit cup because I thought it was my Coke, it was not Coke.
It was a spit cup.
I threw up so violently that like I had like stomach cramps from my muscles trying to expel everything from my body.
Oh,
Sounds like
awful.
you.
terrible.
Awful. Like, have you ever like let's say you
Oh my
had two
God.
drinks, right?
Yeah.
And, like this one's water and this one's Mountain Dew, and you like go for the or you go for the water cup, but you get the Mountain Dew cup, and you're like, oh, that's not water. Like,
We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, and
How
nobody
many-
understood my reference.
I did. Okay, you said
Yeah.
when you
go to
when you
drink water
go to
and
drink
drink
a
water.
cup of milk, when you
Milk.
go to drink water and it's a cup of milk, and I was like, no.
okay, I'm on board. I always have multiple liquids because I don't know what I'm feeling in the
You
moment.
know, sometimes you're like, I could feel some milk. No, never mind. I wanted some water.
The amount of times that I have accidentally drank vodka thinking it was water is too many times.
Yeah. See, okay,
Lit.
that's a good representation. Now just think, instead of getting Coke, you're getting backwashed spit.
I don't know if I want to think about that.
Honestly,
think about
all
that.
of that sentence was
It burned real bad.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
actually.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I hold that in my top 5 worst life experiences.
We
I
went to
would
Disney
hope
World.
you do.
Yeah, it was bad.
We went to Disney World last month, right?
So
I
fun.
think since the last time we had this podcast. Right?
Yeah, because I think we went.
Um,
We did the
week before.
podcast, and then we went to Disney.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we went to Disney World somewhat recently. And
Sorry, I had to put that in there at some
Forgot
point.
about the nut
Sorry.
button.
Keep going. We have a nut button. by the
Salty's
way.
a big fan of the nut button.
Salty. If you're still watching. Thanks.
That was for you.
That's for you.
He does the perfect nut too. We were trying to record it and try and get it a button on the stream, but we never got around to it. Yeah, sorry, continue.
You're fine. So the first thing that happened when we got to the airport, so Stoney and I got to the airport in Orlando a couple of hours before everyone else, just because of like the way that like our flights worked out. And so we were like, oh, we're hungry, so let's go get some food. So we go to this restaurant. We literally walk out. Less than 10 feet out of the restaurant, Stoney's like, I don't feel so good. And I was like, okay, well, he was not feeling very good when we got off the plane. But, like, then he drank a beer and ate some tacos, whatever. I thought maybe he was just hungry because we'd been traveling for, like 6-7 hours by that time.
Makes sense.
And, then he literally projectile vomits, like, literally, like, 5 feet into a trash can in front of us. And I was just standing there and I was like,
like, oh my god.
So he's like, I need to go to the bathroom. Where's our toothpaste?
Oh.
Poor Stoney.
Oh, it was so funny. But then the next day, we were in Disney World. Officially, like, or not. Were we?
Yeah, no, we were officially,
We were
yeah.
officially in Disney World. In Disney World. And we were in Animal Kingdom, and Nate and Joe were taking shots. And Stoney was like, well, I'm not a pussy. I'll take a freaking shot. And
oh no.
So Nate was like, maybe you should just take a regular shot because we're both taking double shots. And Stoney was like, okay. So he tells the bartender, he's like, oh, I just want to get a shot, just the same as them. So she pours him a double shot.
Yeah.
Stoney like immediately drinks it and then starts walking towards Cass, and all I see is Cass like. I literally like no. And then Stoney threw up where she was.
Oh my gosh! What did he just have like a bug or something?
No, he's fine. He
just
throws
throws up a lot.
Oh.
Well, and we also rode.
Oh, we
Everest
just rode
Everest
Everest.
ride right
Yeah,
before.
so
He gets
it
motion
was like, yeah, he did get motion sickness. So
That's-
it was just like, it was like probably the motion sickness from the plane, and then it was the motion sickness from Everest. But
And
he
then a
didn't
double
throw
shot.
up the third day.
He
We
did.
were. Is it
We're
messed
kinda
up?
hoping.
It was messed up
We were
because
very
like we
high.
were all hoping, because how funny it would have been if he threw up every single day he was there.
That'd
So
be
funny.
Like, it'd be
That's-
so messed up, but it'd be so funny.
I don't know if Forrest is still here, but he can attest to that too. He throws up anytime he drinks hard liquor.
Really?
It's like an initial throw up. Like so we went to
Or like
raid
a boot and rally, or
No, so we went to Area 51 during
Right.
the raid.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That yeah.
Was that fun?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was alright. So there was this guy that was next to us. Fucking hilarious. Like all he does with his life is travels alone and goes places.
Sounds
And he just
fucking lit.
happened to be by us. And he like has this Toyota Tundra that's all decked out like just for him to live in. And like anyway, so he was like, do you guys want shots? And he has shot glasses in a science little liters. Like in a tray.
That's
And we're
pretty lit.
like, I don't know if I was like, I don't know if I want shady shots from this guy.
Trust
He
this.
seems like a nice guy. So we all go take shots, and we're sitting there, and then I look over, and Forrest is by his RAV4, and he's just puking, just like all over the floor.
Oh.
So we started talking about it, and this whole time I always thought when he puked that he was doing a boot and rally. Like I thought like it was just he
that
was
was just
fucked
his
up.
thing.
No, he just
Just throws
first
up.
initial hit of like that hard liquor in his stomach, he just has to come out. And I don't know what it is.
What? And so
Does he
is he
eat
able to
before?
drink it after
Yeah.
as well, and then doesn't throw up?
Yeah. Forrest, I don't know if you're still
It's
here,
like a
but
forced boot and rally, maybe.
No, he went to the bar. He told us
Oh,
that
he went to the
earlier.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what clip this is gonna be. Here's a perfect
I-
example.
Is this
Is this
video
him
someone
puking?
tried?
Yeah,
Oh, I love this.
the
All right.
classic.
I
But
have to
I have a really
Oh,
strong
today,
stomach. Like
see.
it takes a lot for me to throw
There's
up.
probably not gonna be any
I've
sound.
never thrown up from.
Oh, there's sound.
The next 5 hours, and
Does he like projectile vomit?
What made you-
Oh, that's
kinda
pretty
what I'm
bad.
questioning.
smoking so long ago, just kind of not enjoying it.
Oh, there goes the sip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a more than a sip.
If I keep smoking, I don't think I'm gonna get
Oh, no.
Now, so anyone who watches Twitch can make clips, right? So like they can make clips of us talking.
Yeah.
This person made a clip entitled it Pumpkin Jambalaya.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Let's
Like-
see it
That's amazing.
somewhere.
That's so wild that happened.
Pumpkin Jambalaya.
I
Like,
love
he
how like
literally-
when he just like it just kind of like goes.
Yeah.
Just like
Well,
shoots out.
It's almost like he can't even control the vomit. He just like was coughing and there's like.
Now listen, this kid's name is Saxon. It came on. Listen to his response when he notices. Oh.
Oh fuck no!
Did he just throw up on the ground of it? What?
Oh.
I think he just
He's
had.
on the armchair that your arm's on right now. Sorry.
She's like, God damn it! It's not here anymore.
It's clean. It's fine.
Oh yeah, he didn't clean it.
He didn't
clean it?
I'm sure.
You
yeah.
guys
just
work at a
rubbed it in.
cleaners.
I don't
don't
know
see
if there's
cute
any
particles.
clips of us though. I don't know.
Excuse
Well,
me,
guys,
rude.
make some clips of
Okay.
this.
Actually, I'm a little scared of that. I mean, if you want, go ahead. But
Sounds
also,
It's gonna be
like-
about
what
Cass
clips?
talking about her bathwater. That's all it's gonna be about.
It is a good marketing scheme, and I applaud you.
honestly though, I feel like I would. Let's do
There's
it.
Diego doing who knows what.
Oh god.
doing his Diego thing.
If you ever want to roast
really?
that kid, he's the biggest baby. When we
Oh,
Yeah,
there
that's
it is. Oh,
Oh
That's
wait,
just
no,
Cass.
go down.
oh down.
down.
It's just Cass.
Down is that's me.
Oh, that was
Cass.
at my house.
Um,
I forgot you
about
guys
that.
came, yeah.
Wait, what clip is this?
That was the night Calford showed that one thing.
Oh, I remember when you guys went to that.
I did that when I was black. I could have said, never have I ever seen two girls one cup. Well, too late now. Alyssa said, never have
Is that Nate?
yeah.
Never have you ever
Oh,
woken
little
up
Nate.
after blacking out. Actually, never done that. Actually, I haven't done that. Never have I ever woken up naked. Okay, so I black out often and I sleep naked. So. Yeah, there's a big story of me blacking out. And someone's house that I've never been in.
Oh yeah.
Someone's house that I've never been in.
Yeah, that was a
What
fuck.
happened?
Oh, that's a story.
That's-
Wasn't that like a Patreon episode? We like switched it so we could talk
Yeah.
about like.
And the reason why I wore that is that was right after the kimono incident, wasn't it? At Woods Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
I
that girl.
know that girl.
She's
She's
a
an
bitch.
awful person
That's what I've
because
heard.
I literally knew her growing up because we went to the same daycare because her parents couldn't get it together either. No offense, whoever your name is, because you know who you are. She followed me on Instagram, and then when she blew up, she unfollowed me.
Rude.
So I unfollowed her because I was like, I don't even like your face. But I
Holy
mean, like,
savage
honestly, I am jealous of her because H3H3 actually talked about her, and I was like,
Yeah.
this bitch doesn't even probably know who H3H3 is and what an honor it is to be defended by H3H3. It's not that good of a thing, but it's a principle that, like,
Yeah, no.
people
I-
are talking about her, like,
No, I feel.
nationwide. Like,
Nationwide.
think of, like, how many people nationwide is on your side. Thank you.
Are you gonna finish this?
Oh my
We're
god.
pretty close.
I feel like when I stand up, I'm just gonna be like.
No, honestly, I'm like scared to.
I
Stand.
really have to pee, so I'm gonna go stand.
I had
also
to pee
really
when
had to pee.
we were driving here, and I actually don't need to pee, so I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Must-
I really have to pee, but I just am gonna ignore it for as long as possible.
Just pretend that it's not. Now that especially we started drinking.
Have I drank
Like
any water
this-
today? Who knows? I mean,
How
I
many
know the
times
answer
did you
is
come
yes.
on the podcast prior to
Before?
doing this? 4?
Oh, I have no idea actually. Quite a
Because
few.
you came on with Calford when you both wear kimonos.
Came on with Calford. Came on with Calford that one time. I came alone for the first time, and then I think I came alone again for a second time.
Did you no? Okay, but you came with. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think.
Sorry, I just saw that. Like
Because didn't you come post Japan trip
post Japan trip.
to tell us about the Japan trip?
I think so. That's when we wore kimonos because we got Calford a kimono from there as well, and that's why we were wearing them.
I thought that you and Nate had came on before, together in here before my house.
We might have actually.
Because I thought that was or maybe that was pre-Japan trip.
Maybe it was pre-Japan trip with Nate because I know he wanted to go on that one time, and then there was like me and Calford. That. How many times have I been on this?
It's at least 4.
At least 4. I would honestly say almost 6 because I remember one time I was here and there was like someone I didn't know as well.
Nah, I hate people that don't know.
I know. I kind of.
Sorry.
I kind of regret doing that, to be honest. We did that a couple times
Do what?
where we would have different people come on for the first time who didn't know each other.
Oh.
and it ended up not working out too well.
It was like not really like chemistry.
Yeah.
My thing is that like I'm just kind of like a cold person when I am, not comfortable.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Which like sometimes translates to me looking like an asshole all the time. But really, I'm really great. I'm fun.
She's awesome. All the time.
No.
Are we even questioning this right now?
This
Hello?
guy's
I
name
said
is
that I'm
Trump
cold
is
when I
Allah.
don't know.
Just
What
as
up?
long as you don't draw a picture of it.
This episode right here was really awkward. That
This one?
was Diego and Tavy. Because
Tavy Palmer?
Yeah.
I used to work with her on
Oh,
Subway.
yeah. She's
I
awesome.
know her husband,
I love her.
Yeah.
actually.
She used to buy me and Cass alcohol all the time.
Yeah!
And before I was 18, or before I was 19, she would buy
cigarettes
me.
for us.
Yeah, well,
For
Me
you,
vape
and then
stuff.
I
Fun fact, last night I went to Olive Garden, her husband was our waiter.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was great.
that's
I
awesome.
wish that people that I worked with that were older than me when I was, a youngin' and couldn't buy alcohol would buy me alcohol.
But yeah, that podcast was awkward because Diego thought she was really hot. And then
She had a boyfriend at the time.
then someone was making comments in the chat about it, and it was just weird.
Yeah. I love Tavy. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Have you
she's
seen
like
her now
that.
with her black hair? She honestly looks like a straight witch, and she's beautiful, and I love it.
Hell
And she's having
Yeah.
a baby girl, and I'm super excited
Yeah.
for her. We're not close or anything, but I'm really excited for her. Anyways, she's great. I actually really liked her. She was my favorite coworker.
She was a great person to come on to. She's big into conspiracies and stuff.
She always was the most she knows so much.
Trump is all. It's actually Freddie.
But close.
But you're really
You're
close. He said he likes your costume.
There's one.
Oh, that's your costume. honey.
You came
Ironically,
on with
fun
Kai?
fact.
What?
You came on with Kai?
What?
Yeah, you guys actually had me come on one time with Kai because I've been friends with him for a while, but we never came on together, and so we came on one time.
Episode
Started saying
91.
really creepy things. I was kind of. And Kai's like, I'm sorry.
Look how little you look, Cass.
Your hair's so orange, but I know it's red.
That's when it was orange and then pink.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why they clipped this. It's really
I
laggy.
couldn't imagine life without my mom and dad.
Damn, was going in with some deep stuff.
Yeah, each of them ends just with Wes saying something like, "I could not go on without my mom and dad."
Oh, jeez. My favorite clip that someone got is they titled it the Westgasm. And now I have to catch myself not doing it. So when I laugh, I do a pre-chuckle that sounds like I'm just
Like a jizz?
really enjoying it.
Oh.
I know it's one of these top ones.
But what I was going to say about my costume is I'm dressed as Freddy, but I'm wearing Jason's socks to be Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, that's actually pretty. Oh,
I don't know if you can see that, but because I have Freddy, because at Spirit Halloween they have these really nice I don't know, no-show socks that are Jason and Freddy, but I couldn't find my Freddy one, so I had to go with Jason. But I was like, it works because the combo is called Freddy versus Jason, which really good movie. It's a bad movie, but it's a really good movie. I quote it once every week.
Oh, Salty just. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on it.
Westgasm. Beautiful.
I hope it's not like that. That'd be rough. I think that was a little more dramatic because even Forrest was laughing at me. I thought it was really funny. I don't remember what we were talking about. Though.
That sounds like something you would hear in your closet or something like that. You're like,
You open
Honestly-
the closet and the first.
It sounds like you're almost.
that was good.
That was really good.
Thank you. I'm here every month.
Nut.
I almost I wish there was a way to just kind of paste this just right here,
Oh, I
so that you just
know.
go and smack it.
I
Yes,
don't
you
think
should.
that drinking coffee will help you wake up.
Do you guys
Okay.
But maybe vitamins will.
I drink coffee every day, every morning, but it's more of I think a placebo at this point because I know it's not actually waking me up, but the
Yeah.
taste of it kind of shocks my brain and being like, okay, you're tasting coffee. It's time to wake up.
Oh, I take a vitamin that has caffeine in it.
See, that's smart.
120 milligrams of caffeine.
I drink
To be
either,
more exact.
it's very Kyle of me, but I drink a Monster or
A white monster.
a white Monster specifically, Zero Ultra, you know.
So it's a little less
How
Kyle.
So Kyletta.
Kyletta, obviously.
Watching for those
Cass
Kyle.
is kind of a Kyle.
And that's why we were talking about the Area 51 raid. If I was in any section, I would be in the Kyle section. But I'd have to like kind of be away because the Kyles are a little too
So
high.
that's what happened with that wall. You punched that drywall.
We don't... My mom made me upset, God.
They weren't
Kyletta.
playing Five Finger on the radio.
I like crushed my Monster can.
Yeah.
God!
What would a Kyle smoke? Marble Reds.
Oh, sorry.
Marble Reds,
I would-
definitely.
Yeah.
I would say definitely Swisher Sweets.
Oh, there you go.
Or
Great
Black
for
and
only-
Miles, because he's nasty.
There you go.
That's good too.
Yes.
I feel
Maybe
like
just a nasty cigarette of some kind,
Mhm.
but not drugs because they're straight edge as fuck.
maybe
Oh,
not
yeah.
even Marbles, the Camel Reds. Disgusting.
Camel
those
Crushes.
are- Yeah, Camel
Oh.
Crush for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
genuinely did maybe smoke them in high school. Don't... Kyletta, that is me. I'm sorry.
Cat doesn't do drugs though.
I don't do
Wouldn't a
drugs.
Kyle just chew? It's
No, I think
good.
Kyle would just vape.
Actually...
Or not
Oh.
vape, Jewel.
Jewel in their Subaru, bro?
Maybe like RDA vape. Vape, but
It's got a
only if you
spoiler,
are an
bro.
RDA.
Like, make his own coils, like
Yeah.
go,
Subi gang!
Subi gang.
Subi gang!
Subi gang.
Listen, both of our boyfriends are in that Subi gang
Yep.
on purpose.
Nice.
Yep.
They both bought Subarus being like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the
I'm a
Subi
in
gang.
the Subi gang.
Subi
And then they
gang.
vape in their Subi.
They
Yeah, I was gonna
do.
say, I bet they
They
just
do.
dank
They
clouds
absolutely
everywhere they
do.
go.
Yep.
There's
And
been
listen.
multiple occasions where they're like, what are we gonna do? I don't know, let's vape out our car.
That's
Honestly!
We like look around, we're like, where are they? We go
Walk
outside.
They like open their doors and it's just like a cloud.
And they're like, oh, close the door, bro.
I remember one
That literally
time, like,
happens.
Yeah.
I remember one time, like, being a part of that and just remembering almost passing out because I was like, there is no air in here. I think I might die. Like, I was terrified.
Well, so Stony,
honestly.
okay, listen, Stony drives a Subaru Outback. So, like, the
So-
mom version of a Subi, okay? But he still believes he's in that Subi crew. And, like, I'm not saying he's not. Like, he is. He drives a Subaru. It's black. It has tinted
Black.
windows.
Oh.
But, like, and he vapes it out all the fucking time.
All
There's
the time.
vape shit all over the windows.
24/7.
Always.
It's like
You know what?
crusty.
But also, it's not cool. And it's okay. So my friend's mom, she is like super LDS. She's a ginger. She used to be a school teacher. She's freaking adorable. Okay, she's this cute little old like loves the pioneer woman type lady. Okay,
Oh, no.
literally sees Stony and my twin cousins who are also like fuckboy as shit.
They
I
look
love
like
them.
TikTok e-boys, honestly.
They really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
I love them.
Dolan Brothers.
They are the best. Yeah, yeah.
actually,
They are the
they're
best.
Yeah.
They are twins.
Yeah.
Sees them get out of the car with Stony,
Mhm.
vaped out like his car, and he walks out and his car's like vaping out. Right, like there's just all this vape.
God, that just reminds
And
me.
she sees him and she.
I like how you had a pocket for that. That's
Oh,
It
yeah.
was nice and
When you
fun.
grow up and it's distinguished, you just have to have easy access.
Well, so Robin sees Stony and she's like, "Oh my gosh, hi, Stony!" And Stony's just like,
Oh, no.
Shit.
Thank you.
Hi.
she still thinks Stony's great.
Great, that's perfect.
I mean, as long as she doesn't care.
Kyle
Like,
doesn't chew because then he'd have to spit it into his monster and that wouldn't be okay.
Oh,
And he
God,
has
yeah.
to keep all of his monster cans so he could make, a monster can sculpture, and it can't have chew juice.
Yeah, and there's
in it.
only two things that
Yeah.
Kyle doesn't defile: his monster can and his Subaru.
monster can, Subaru.
Everything
but
else.
I feel like if you put a sticker on your car, you're already defiling it.
Excuse me.
I have a sticker on my car.
How dare you? That's adding to the
It's
aesthetic.
a BB-8 sticker,
Oh, that's fun.
and I
Oh,
have
dope.
matching Darth Vader floor mats, so you can check yourself.
Well, you would like to know that Monday Night Football is going to be the trailer for the new Star Wars. So, I have to watch football
God damn it.
to
I'll
watch
just-
the Star Wars shit.
Why don't you just wait until it gets uploaded on the internet like I do? Because I don't know. I don't have to defile myself with watching football anymore.
The M sticker makes it go faster. Hell yeah,
I just
brother.
want to watch.
My uncle is
Star
the
Wars
coach
trivia.
of the Dallas Cowboys,
I love
so I
Star
have to watch
Wars.
football sometimes.
You what?
Yo,
What in the what?
Say that again.
Say one more time.
Who is
Your
the
what?
coach of the
The coach?
Dallas?
My uncle used to be the coach of the coach.
The
coach
coach?
of the Dallas Cowboys. I think he's working with them now.
Ironically, my family hates the
Huh?
Dallas
What's
Cowboys.
that?
Ironically, that is
Dave
my
Campbell.
father's favorite team.
See, the thing is, I
It's
feel
our
like
favorite team as a family because I have no choice. I
See,
have to support the family. That's what I was told.
I'm sorry, but my family is going to talk bad shit on your family because we are Redskins fans, and Cowboys can suck a big,
Well, so
you know what?
Redskins are a college team, or no, they're not. I lied.
They're in
Red
the-
Hawks are
Red Hawks. Sorry.
are the college team, and Dave Campbell also coached.
It's okay.
I've never
Redskins
like
suck.
just like looked off in the distance and been like.
See, that's what I'm saying though. It would be great if our dads were friends because when NFL, I feel like because my dad's
My dad wasn't into football. It's my mom.
No, they wouldn't get into a fight. See, okay, so funny story, real quick.
mom
My
plays Super Bowl
dad,
next week.
my dad, and my uncle. So like my dad, I guess it would be my dad's uncle. So my like grandma's like brother. They my grandma's brother was like a Dallas fan and like LA Sports. Yeah.
I was trying to find the video.
Oh
Just
my
keep going.
God.
Sorry.
But my dad was a Redskins fan ever since like birth.
Yeah.
I don't even know how because they lived in Idaho and then Texas. But what they would do is they used to have like beer cans that had like the NFL teams on it. So there was one time where my like uncle got got a beer can with the Redskins on it and put it in the trash. And then my dad, who was like 8, was like, "Mom, I know it's your brother, but I need you to buy me a beer, dump it out, and so I can put it in the toilet." My grandma did it, and they had like this rivalry. And my dad hates religion, but he grew up Mormon.
Yeah.
He would literally forget his scriptures so he could run home on a Sunday to check the NFL scores. He would because they were in Idaho, so it was like their house was really close to the church. So he would just like run back and forth, and he would like come back, and my grandma would be like, "Where's your scriptures?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll just grab them
What's up,
after
B-Bert?
sacraments."
Oh,
It's
hi,
great.
B-Bert.
B-Bert,
B-Bert?
87.
8 to 7.
What does 87 mean?
87 is my lucky number. Fun fact.
Really?
It is.
What's
After
your lucky
31.
number?
7.
What's your lucky number?
23.
13.
Mine is 31 after, so it's 31 and then 87.
So I like 7 and then 87. I just like 7s.
13 or 93.
I like 13, but I feel like a lot of people do.
Means I'm old.
Were you born in 87,
Oh,
aka?
B-Bird.
Oh,
I was
B-Bird.
born in 97.
Oh.
Naughty
Hi,
girl
Daddy.
next door.
What's up?
Ooh, it's thick with
Naughty
2 C's. I like only bitches thick with 3 C's.
Goodbye.
3 C's.
3 C's or nothing.
I mean,
3 C's plus. I don't like discriminate.
I don't discriminate above.
Sounds like you
3Cs.
do.
It's okay. I'm only 2 C's.
Cool, see?
Just kidding.
Shit, girl. Extra thick.
Extra thick. Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
What did that do?
Whoa!
Whoa! I don't know what's happening right now.
What's going on? I don't understand.
What in the world?
What is happening?
It went to all 3 of those.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
bad?
I was like,
Oh,
what does
I
this mean?
Okay,
Pretty
so
Where
I
do
know
all
we-
of these
we're
comments go?
So on this right here tells you where they're from.
What is
so the
that?
So that's Twitch,
Facebook.
Facebook. We haven't had anyone from Mixer because it's the first time, so I don't even know if we're streaming on Mixer right now.
Yeah.
Hey, that's okay.
Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But so back a little bit on The Shining. Did you guys ever watch Simpsons Treehouse of Horror?
Yes,
Oh my
fantastic.
god.
Fantastic. They also did a
Best thing
Shining
ever.
one.
They did? Oh, I think I've seen it.
They did like an episode where it was like The Shining, but like with The Simpsons, and honestly, much better than the movie. I just liked it better because it's Homer. And it's great. Also,
I love The Simpsons.
I love The Simpsons too. I grew up on The Simpsons because my dad wouldn't let me watch Family Guy. Not because of anything they said or if it was like inappropriate. It was because he just didn't like Family Guy and he's like, not in my house. But he loved The Simpsons. Said or if it was like
Oh.
inappropriate is because he just didn't like Family
All
Guy.
right.
He's like, not in my
What?
house.
I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't.
That was very, very uncomfortable.
But I mean, I felt that. Well, my family was really religious.
It
My
was
mom
just religious.
Strict,
Yeah.
religious.
Yours was-
for a bit, so I wasn't allowed to
yeah.
watch certain stuff.
My dad did it because he just didn't like the show, and he didn't. It's not that he didn't want me to watch it. He just was like, "That's stupid. Like stupider than The Simpsons." Then like, I won't let you watch it because that's stupid, in his opinion.
I wouldn't say that I was like raised religious necessarily. Like I was, but like I wasn't. It's very complicated.
It's
Anyways,
complicated.
but my mom didn't allow us to watch Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
My mom didn't let us watch that either.
I wasn't allowed to watch Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Really?
I wasn't allowed to watch Family Guy. I was allowed to watch The Simpsons. Even though The Simpsons is like, I don't know if she just thought that like it went over her head or something.
I think so.
That sounds like something.
That's
she would do.
exactly, yeah.
But like Simpsons was fine. Family Guy, American Dad. What's that other one? The alien one.
Oh, fuck.
Futurama.
Futurama.
Which like
I
okay,
love
I
that
love
show.
Futurama now.
these days, I love Futurama. I love
Oh, yeah.
Family Guy. I love I really love like raunchy cartoon comedy.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
It's hilarious. Bob's Burgers is the best thing that the world's gifted us.
You want to
I
hear
believe
something fucking hilarious?
Is it
So-
about Bob's Burgers?
It's about something similar.
Okay.
It's alright. Just a few nights ago, I was like, I was laying in bed. Nate was like watching, what was it? A Family Guy live stream. But he's like, I usually just watch it just so I can look at the comments. And he's like, all right, look at this. Every single comment was, bro, I'm so stoned right now. And then the other one was like, bro, me too, I love watching it. And everyone was like, yeah, no, literally, I'm stoned too. Every single person watching that Family Guy live stream at like 1 a.m. was stoned.
That makes sense.
Well,
Honestly, yeah.
last night, Stoney and I, 100% sober, watched videos of Steve-O for way too long. Yeah, honestly, though. And both of us read the comments afterward. Hot Sauce for Your Butthole is a real website now.
That's
and
amazing.
And I know that because I Googled it at 1 a.m. last night.
Hot Sauce for
100%
Your
awake and sober.
Holly, do you think if we use that, it will...
Let's not talk about that
Oh, we're
here.
not talking about your butthole. Never mind.
I think it would work.
I think it would as well.
I don't think it would because liquid coming out of your butthole. So I don't think it would make it
I think
bigger.
it would help because it would inflame and then it would back down.
Kind of
So
like when you
it would
put
be
like water and it freezes and then it like...
and
know.
then like it's just like
I don't know if I want that.
And if you
I
take
think
an
you
aggressive
do.
shit out, maybe it'll just kind of like slowly expand.
See, here's the thing. I don't want the internet to know all my good secrets. Like,
I thought you were gonna make an autobiography called "My Butthole Too Tiny."
I am, first of all, but I don't need the whole world to know because what if I want to date another guy and I want to convince him my butthole's too tiny?
Oh yeah, that actually, it's a trade secret. You can't.
You gotta know. Did we ever tell you about this? So I was
butthole's too
dating this
tiny?
one guy. It was a long-term committed relationship, and we were gonna do like butt stuff, and he was like trying to, but it wouldn't work, and he was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Your butthole's just too tiny," and I was like, "Oh my god, you are right," to the point where he legitimately believed that he told other people.
Like he was like talking to us. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, it's like I don't know, they were talking about anal or something like that, and he's like, Holly's butthole is just too tiny.
it
I just
doesn't
think
work.
It just doesn't work, and they're like,
They're like,
okay.
So I just want to go down in history as the girl who didn't even have to convince her boyfriend, but her boyfriend legitimately thought her butthole was too tiny. So, what up? I'm a god, and I never had to deal with that stuff ever again.
So now it's a
That's
running
amazing.
joke that Holly's butthole's too tiny for anything.
Because
Yeah.
it is.
there we go. I'm gonna make a meme. It's gonna be this guy.
Like,
Can't have anal sex when butthole's too tiny.
can't have anal sex, but butthole's too tiny.
Or you should do it as, let him think that your butthole's too
There you
tiny.
go.
I didn't think that your butthole's too tiny. He just like,
He
he
legit.
was so readily just believed
Like
it.
he literally told everyone.
And
He told everyone.
still believed it when people were like, are you
Like-
sure you just like didn't do it right?
He was like,
did
no,
it.
honestly, like it's just too tiny.
It's just too tiny.
Was this the
Like-
boy when this was everyone else when he said that? Or
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, for real. Like
Everyone was like, what?
Stony, like he told Stony, and Stony was literally like, what?
Excuse me?
And then he came home and told me about it. I was like, oh yeah, you didn't know about that?
I was so proud. I was so
I'm proud of you, honestly.
I'm proud of
I
you.
think about it all the time.
I literally.
We also got a
Didn't do
really
it.
important follower. Hot local moms in your area. Thank you for the follow.
Hot local
Hello.
moms in your area?
Because honestly,
I
being
know some
recently
hot local moms in
single,
my area.
I've been looking for some hot local moms in my area.
Right.
Honestly,
I told you I got some.
I would love some
It's
milfs
not me.
up in this.
Honestly, I would like milfs in our house. They
In our
probably
house,
make-
just like chill. Like you wake up and there's a milf. Oh, I mean, she can make you coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds baller. Yeah,
I'm looking
on
for a
board.
strong mommy to take care of me now.
The
Yeah.
moms in my life have not been like that.
Oh,
See, that's why you
Not that
just
they
pull a
haven't been
me
great, just
and
not
you
like
just
that.
date a MILF.
Honestly,
That's a good
yeah.
idea too.
how are you a
I'm
god?
gonna commit to
You are dating a milf.
Ask
You are
Bieber.
not.
It's my girlfriend.
Bieber.
Bert.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you a hot milf?
Are you
Yeah.
a
We
hot
hear
milf?
you're a very hot milf.
We
I
hear
believe it.
that You're the best of the milfs.
Do you like to make coffee in the morning?
Is
Would
your
you
last
like to
name
come over?
Bert?
Would you like to I don't know, hang out at our house sometime and make us coffee while we just
Or
kind of
cookies?
admire your beauty?
Or we could just have a good conversation. I'm down for anything.
And you just kind of
We don't have
stroke
to
our
talk, you can
hair
just,
until we fall asleep.
We don't need to talk. We can just sit on the couch.
No, honestly, all we do with our free time is sit on the couch, possibly drink
Oh.
wine, eat some sort of snack. It's new every
Yeah.
time. It's a new
Yeah,
snack
you
every
got
time.
to. Variety.
And then we
Yeah,
watch either some new TV show or Ghost Adventures.
Oh,
As you
we're
do.
really
Yeah.
into What We Do in the Shadows, but we finished all the episodes.
It
Such
was
a good
so
show.
great.
It-
I
Everyone
know that
should
show.
watch it.
So good.
What
You
we
watched
do
it?
in the shadows?
Have you ever
It's-
seen the
Okay, have you
movie?
seen
I have seen the movie.
It's a TV
hilarious.
show.
TV
Amazing.
show.
Oh my god.
It's almost better. I wouldn't say
You know-
better,
Huh.
but
There's one guy.
there's more comedy, I would say.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the one guy that's so when they turn into bats, there's this one guy that
we would love to
We
hear.
would love to hang out with you.
okay, if you insist.
If you want to hang out with us not MILFs.
We love milk.
We love MILFs.
Bella's a cat milf.
I do have
Yeah.
cats.
She's got her
And she's
cat
hot.
children.
I can show you pictures of them anytime you want.
Anytime. Anytime.
I
But
have videos too.
there's this guy in What We Do in the Shadows, and how he turned the bat. He goes bat, and then he turns into a bat. You can't just turn into a bat. He has to go bat.
Laszlo.
When my favorite thing is when they're telling the girl who's a new vampire, and they're all right, well, every vampire knows how to turn into a bat, and she's like, how do you do that? And the guy was like, well, I mean, there's nothing to it really, but every time I do it, I have to say bat,
And then he just turns into one.
and he turns into one.
And it's so funny because she's like bat, and then she turns into this fucking
It's like
Weird ass
demon
creature.
it's terrifying. It looks almost like Voldemort if he was a vampire.
With
You know,
wings.
baby Voldemort when he's
Yeah.
but
Like that, but
imagine
with
that with
wings.
wings.
Yeah.
And they're
That's what
that's
she turned-
terrifying.
And she's just she doesn't know what to do.
and they're they kind of go back inside.
Laszlo also has a groomed vagina forest.
Yeah.
Goals, honestly.
So-
I guess it's more of a garden than a forest.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
of
oh.
memorable vaginas that he's seen. So there's his wife's, and then he's and also the ultimate one, my mother's.
Yeah, his all his lovers too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
It's
It's
so
so.
It's just
what is the Nando? Is it Nando?
I think so.
Nandor?
I have no
Nando.
idea.
So he in the first episode he's talking about how it's Nandor. He's talking about how back in his time he was Nandor the Relentless, and he's like, people would say, Nandor,
Why are you pillaging?
pillage me. And he's like, it's not personal. I'm pillaging everyone.
He always talks so sassily, and I love it.
He's like, and they called me Nandor the Relentless because I just would not relent.
I just. So great. Oh my. Ew. That
I didn't know they had a TV show.
It is
the TV show.
It
on
like
Hulu,
just
right?
came out this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Hulu.
It's honestly because you know how they make TV adaptations of movies, and then usually it kind of sucks.
This
You know,
one,
this
not
one
suck.
almost exceeds it. It's so great.
it's so good, and there's a new season coming out next year. And I'm
There-
so
My favorite person in it is Naja.
She's great.
Huh, nausea.
She turns a human into a vampire at some point, and there's this part where she's talking to her, and she's like, "You're disgusting, but you just need some human blood, baby. You're disgusting. You're my stupid little baby."
The way they like just
Oh,
the
it's
whole
amazing.
show is
so
so
funny.
amazing.
She has
Like
this
almost imagine It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but with
vampires.
vampires.
Yeah, but
Oh,
with
man.
vampires. It's
But like
amazing.
almost better,
Yeah,
just
no.
like a little bit more, which is
Honestly.
insane because I love It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, always.
But,
said it's the
like,
best.
they're
Anyways, I
like-
just started blasting. It's my favorite meme right now.
Just start blasting. It's amazing. One of my favorite things with like Naja is where she has like this human lover who gets like reincarnated all the time because he keeps getting beheaded.
Gregor.
And she's like, shh, because it's like, you know, the documentary sort of style, and so she's like, shh, follow me, and she like has like pictures of like Gregor, and she's like, my sweet Gregor, and she's like holding it, she's like, oh, and she's like, shh, we can't let what's his name?
Laszlo
find out. And she's like, my sweet Gregor, and, like singing to the pictures.
It's so funny
Amazing.
because he gets reincarnated like every time he dies.
But like in this season or in this life, his name is Jeff, and he like tells her, he's like, "My name is Jeff," and she's like, "Jeff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what?"
She like can't
Disgusting.
remember his name. She's like, what?
And she's like, "Gregor," and he's like, "My name is Jeff." She's like, "Gregor."
Great. She eventually like brings back all his memories or something like that, and he gets like locked away.
Because he goes into a crazy person because he thinks he's like this medieval like knight who like destroys
Gregor.
worlds and is
Yeah.
like super strong and like
But really, he's Jeff.
I think one time he was reincarnated into a milkmaid or something like that.
Oh, that
And
was
like
so
this, and she's like, where she talks about it, and she's like, oh, and then he washed me with dirty soap water. It was amazing. And one time she like fell down into something, and she was like, this is disgusting. If only it was dirty soap water. And they're all like,
the show is like
She
too
thinks
good.
that no one knows about her like affair with Gregor.
But, like-
so she just like makes like sly jokes all the time, and everyone's just like,
okay.
Honestly, I recommend What We Do in the Shadows TV show.
Just
It's on
watch
Hulu,
it.
right?
I love the movie,
It's-
so
the movie is really good.
The show is
Stoney and I watched that movie
Okay.
together, and he was like, "When we have children, we will shame them the same way."
Shame. Honestly, though, yeah.
what's up, Rip?
Rip,
Spooky, huh?
spooky.
Ripper?
Ripsker?
Ripsker?
Ripsker.
Mm.
Spooky. That's what I like to hear.
Are you guys on that Letterkenny vibe that everyone else is on?
No.
I still haven't watched it.
I haven't
The
watched
what?
it yet.
Letterkenny?
No.
It's a
Ah.
Hulu original. Joe
Listen.
watches it and he says it's good, but I haven't watched it
Everyone that I know,
I'm not on
they say
anything
they
popular.
love.
I only
But
watch
you're on
from
that
Holly's
hot
Hulu,
stuff.
and we really only watch that when we're together.
Yeah.
Watching Hulu.
yet. Or you watch
Yeah, I go to their house to watch
Naruto.
Holly's Hulu.
Yeah, I watch.
Yeah,
Holly's
I also have
Hulu
HBO.
for Naruto,
Hey.
and then whatever we're watching at the moment.
Hey, where are you
Yeah.
at in Naruto though?
So I'm watching Shippuden right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like pretty much in the beginning. So basically, Orochimaru just died
Me?
Damn, you're like
early. Up
okay.
in there.
I won't.
You can't spoil
We
it.
can't.
I know.
Sadly,
nothing.
we can't really have any conversations. About
I know.
this.
That literally, Nate watches it with me, but he's seen the whole entire thing, and so each time he's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, show me your guns. What guns? These guns?
You mean
Whoa.
You mean these guns? Hope you bought a ticket to the gun show. I'm sorry. It's not for
that?
your
We
mission.
will never do a podcast again.
The shotgun thing you were seeing that.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that. Honestly, see me at the bar crawl next week, just like going up to everybody. Y'all see me? Guns.
You were saying like see me and you're gonna get fucked up. Fucking catch me outside,
Catch
boy.
me outside.
How
Come
about
fight
that?
me, please.
Is that girl still relevant?
She does music now, so kind of.
Yeah, Gucci flip flops.
Gucci flip flops.
Suck a
Fucking
dude's.
hit your bitch in my side.
Yeah.
I liked her, go bitch, go bestie. Can't
Oh,
fuck with these hoes 'cause they messy.
With
With Kodak Black.
Where they're wearing like the same outfits and they're like besties.
Well, and then like he like plays like a serial killer that's like killing all her enemies. in the music video, I don't remember. Someone got murdered, but I was just like,
That's pretty baller.
that's cool.
You know?
Suppose you just got murdered.
You
some
know,
fools.
sometimes if your bestie gets hurt, you gotta murder some bitches.
Yeah.
Because, I
What's
mean,
it been about?
no, like, an actual one.
Sorry, I can't show the strap on stream, dog.
No stream strap.
Oh.
No
This is
stream
a
strap.
This stream is strapless.
I keep that strap on, you know.
This stream
I can
is
show
a
you my
tube-top.
other strap on,
Yeah.
but that's not with me.
Yeah.
She got that strap.
The camera just zooms in. You just got this bulge in your pant leg.
Like it's almost like a like a 2-liter
Yeah.
bottle.
Oh, like her, you stick this down your pants real quick. She does this all the time when we're at home, so it's fine. No, your dick. Sorry.
Could you imagine if like you ripped it off and just was like, I'm done with
Nothing
that?
would bring me more joy if dicks were detachable.
Honestly, though, yeah.
That'd be the greatest thing.
So
ever.
would then like everyone have a vagina and then they would just like stick on a dick sometimes, or would they just like have like a nut, like nothing
I think
there?
it should be a vagina with the dick attached.
Isn't that just a strap on?
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
fine with whatever.
but you could just kind of like pop it. But like, it's like, you know, you can pop, because you know how we talk about how we
Like
love to
Mr.
have a penis
Potato?
sometime?
Like Mr. Potato Head, he can change his nose. You
Yeah.
can change his penis or just have
You
a
just
vagina.
I think it'd just be
change this
easier
thing.
for me to. So I'd be a big fan.
Wait, yeah, actually.
Hey, thank you
Ooh.
for the follow.
Thank you. I just, you know, your follow just made me. Dang, I can't find my wallet keys or my dick. Honestly, though, I would lose my. I'd have to put a tile on my dick.
Oh, for sure. I'd have one of
If
those.
it was
beepers.
detachable,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd have to put a tile on it.
I feel like
Mr. Penis head.
Mr. Penis Head.
Mr. Penis head.
Mr. Penis Head.
Penis head.
Mr. Penis Head.
Penis. We're talking about detached. If you had a dick that was detachable,
What would I do with it?
would you lose it? And also, would it be like, you know, a badge underneath, or would it just literally just be like a dick that you could just take off?
Also, as someone who allegedly has a penis, I'm on board with the idea.
Wait, which
To
one?
have a
Just smooth
detachable
or
penis?
vagina and penis?
I mean,
Does that mean you could like literally?
yeah, we need
fuck
to talk
yourself?
about that for a second, because
Could you?
you know, after you get away with the weirdness, that'd probably be pretty great, right?
Honestly, yeah. But then again, I mean, like, it still would just basically be like a dildo.
I don't know if I could sleep with myself if I just like in myself. You know,
Would
I don't
you
think
be
I'd be
able
able
to
to fall
knit?
No,
asleep.
that's because you've never been nut in.
Wait.
Unless, have you watched
This is
South
on the
Park?
internet. I shouldn't say shit like that.
I mean, Cartman.
I mean, could you get? But then, could you get pregnant from yourself?
No.
That's what
Let's
they
hope
did
not.
in South Park.
Yeah, they did do that in South Park.
That's how
I think
Cartman was
that
born.
if it was detached, you could not.
But if it was detachable, would you have like
I feel
the
like they
sack?
were detachable. And
Oh
you-
yeah. What if you?
If it was
Would you have a
detachable,
sack?
but you were, you know, doing yourself in your vagina also, I think that you would have a female orgasm.
A female orgasm? I heard that female orgasms are better
They
though.
are better.
How do you know?
Research.
Research. I mean, I've heard. Yeah, actually, I've heard that it's
Women's last 23 seconds,
Oh.
and men's last like 6.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, men.
Sorry.
Pour one out for the men out there.
I will not do that.
Amen. Oh wait, probably can't get yourself pregnant, just like you can't give yourself STDs unless you already. Can you? I mean,
I
think
feel
you
like
can
you
give
could
yourself-
give yourself
Unless-
STDs. If you have herpes on your finger, you can give yourself. Or,
the herpes.
if you
finger
have
herpes.
if you have herpes downstairs, you can give yourself mouth herpes.
If I had
Well-
herpes on my finger, I'm doing the fucking
Do
shining.
it.
You can do that. You can have
Tony.
finger herpes. It's a thing.
Tony
like-
has herpes.
Well, like people who like if you like doctors say like if you have any kind of like sex toy, you have to throw them away after you get an STD because they're contagious now.
What? Even if you would like.
You
Maybe
could
if you-
recontaminate yourself.
Yeah, you can recontaminate yourself. Maybe if you disinfect it, but why would you want to worry about
I wouldn't risk
recontaminate?
it. When you get a cold sore, which I don't know if you guys get cold sores, I get cold sores. But if I get a cold sore, any of the chapstick or lipstick that I had been previously using like a week before that, I will throw away
Yeah.
because
It's
it
the
is
same thing.
not
Smart,
worth.
yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly.
It's not worth like risking it. So I mean, like the same
Yeah.
thing with I guess that like if you detach a penis, Or like you fucked a girl with a penis and you detached it and then fuck yourself with it, then you would get it.
Have you guys ever seen
Yeah.
Blue Mountain State?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
That episode where they give that
Pocket
girl.
pussy? Oh, never mind.
Well, it is the
I know
pocket
what
pussy
the pocket
episode.
pussy is.
But
Yeah.
then they give that girl, what does she get, chlamydia or something? They give that girl chlamydia because they steal her, like, you know, her toy out of her drawer. And, like,
Yeah.
Fuck the pocket pussy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gives them all yeah.
and then she gets chlamydia, and then she's like, what the fuck, I don't know what happened. And
That
then
show's
she
wild.
accuses the football players and like, we didn't give you chlamydia.
But
Even
they
though,
did.
even though they all have chlamydia, but it wasn't physically all of them. It was literally the pocket pussy they were all sharing.
Yeah.
Which is so much
Why
grosser.
would you share a pocket? That has
I
got
do
to
not
be an
understand.
industrial pocket pussy. Honestly, though,
It's because, there's a code that guys live by. It's, the bros ain't getting none, then it's not fun. Come on now.
I love it when my bros get laid. Love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, some of our girls could get laid, and they should, because they'd probably be a little nicer.
Yeah, honestly though,
What are you trying to say? I'm kidding.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to someone else.
somebody else
Who's definitely
who
not
should
watching
get
this
laid.
podcast.
Lamag. All the teas coming out tonight, ladies.
Oh hell yeah!
Sorry, my glove keeps coming off because I keep taking
Wait,
it
so
off.
is that like a hook on? Like a
What do you mean? Are you talking about my glove?
yeah? I'm talking
No,
about
yeah,
why,
it's just
why are there holes in it?
I
you rip
honestly no. It came that way, and I don't understand
I don't
because like,
understand.
why would you have one that's like right here on the palm? Unless you're like, it's
You
like
want some
breathing
good
room.
feeling.
What do you need breathing room for in your hand?
I don't know. Maybe I guess if like it's like the same way as like wearing a mitten.
Do you have sweaty hands?
I don't actually have sweaty hands. You know
I
who
have sweaty
does?
hands.
I won't call it out. Oh, you
It's
already
me.
raised your hand.
I
I just know Cass
Hashtag
for sure.
anxiety, bro.
know it's
Like I actually have pretty dry hands unless I put lotion on.
You
So
should
that's
put
why.
lotion on that.
If
bitch.
Cass and
Well,
I
I
were to hold
do.
hands, we would be a sweat machine.
Honestly, yeah.
Disgustingly hot.
If you ever need a
But
drink,
still sweaty.
I got you.
Oh, just literally just like
If
Oh.
only four of
we'll
us are
hold
together.
hands and we'll just like squeeze and you can just kind of like
Can we
Maybe
end
that's
the
what we'll sell to the
podcast now?
Sweaty hands.
sweaty hands.
Hand sweat.
Hand
for
sweat.
sale. $12 a bottle.
Wait, but then what if you guys got nervous holding each other's hands? Cause like, oh, and then it like extra sweaty?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah.
Like
I'd
if you
probably
guys
get
want
nervous.
to
Just talking
date.
about it right
Yeah.
now is starting to get like my hands a little sweaty actually.
Wait a sec, yeah. Okay, bathwater's one thing, but hand sweat might actually sell.
No, yeah, we should.
You want to
But
buy
would
our
you
hand
have
sweat?
to dilute it or would you have to
No.
just be full on just a little vial of hand
Just
sweat?
a little vial.
make a video and be like, hey, don't drink it.
You know, like the
Don't
vials.
drink it, but if you do,
You know the
please
vials
let
that
me
people
know.
Take a shot,
wear?
let us know.
Like you know the vials of like people that wear like Christ's blood, or like those sick fucks that wear like their cup, like their significant other's bloods in little vials. We'll do that, but with hand sweat of your guys's.
Actually, yeah. Who would wear that? I think I would wear that.
If I was dating someone and they came up to me like, I got you a gift, I'm like, oh, thank you, and it was like a necklace with their blood in it, they would be done.
It would be done. I would say, yo, that's actually pretty punk rock, bitch.
Yeah,
If I did that to Stoney, I feel like he would just be like, what is this? And I'd be like, it's my blood. And he'd be like, oh, okay, what is it really? And I'd be like, it's my blood. And then he would literally, like, I feel like, dump it out and, like, taste it or something and be like, oh, ew.
that might be
He would
more
do
punk
that.
rock. Just opens it and drinks your blood.
That literally, okay, Brayden has no restraint for anything.
No. I could
Brayden
definitely
is
see him doing
Stoney,
that.
Stoney is Brayden, just to be clear. I just call him Brayden when I'm feeling saucy.
Oh.
I was lost for a
Saucy,
second. I didn't know that.
saucy.
Stoney has never been called Brayden by anyone, ever.
There goes my Christmas gift
Hey
idea.
guys.
You can still use it, you know. I understand.
I think you could still do it. He probably won't break up with you now because we talked about it.
Yeah, no, now that we've
We
talked
now
about
know
it, we've
he's
forced
Yeah,
into
it's
Kind of
it.
cool with it.
Yeah, it's different now. I mean, if you do it now, I'm just gonna be fuck.
You're just gonna be like, alright.
Would you wear it? What if it was a
After
ring?
after giving her a lot of shit, I'd probably wear it.
Like,
Okay.
is this your blood? And then she'd be like, yeah, it's my fucking blood.
Yeah,
And you're just like, damn, okay.
I would wear it because you
Fucking
can't let a
wild.
hot MILF go, right?
Yeah,
You cannot let a
honestly,
hot
especially
milk
when
go.
she gives you a vial of her own blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Cause like I mean like I feel like like being a MILF, life is just so much, and you have to be hot. It's just a lot of work. So if you're gonna give up your blood that takes
Yeah,
out
true,
energy of
true.
you, you better
Mm.
respect that gift.
Better respect the gift of blood.
Yes.
But like,
So am I giving your blood for Christmas, Holly?
I mean, like, sure.
Like, sure.
Like, sure.
What if I did?
Honestly.
We normally do like a white elephant. What if someone did?
That's so funny.
Brody would open it and be like, "What is this?"
No. What you do? You know how? So we also do like a Secret Santa, and we like kind of like get anonymous things. And see, Holly, this was her first time at our cabin Secret Santa.
Yeah. Oh my
extravaganza.
God.
And the person who got her was one of the Yeehaw boys that we talked about. And
Oh my
he
gosh.
is not good at gift giving.
He's not.
Do you know what he did? He stole a copy of like the set of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which wasn't originally the person's who he stole it from. It was actually Bella's.
It was mine.
And then wrapped it with like a gift card with like $20 or something.
It was just a $20
$20
bill.
bill, and then gave it to Holly.
Yeah, so he re-gifted a gift that okay. Listen,
She didn't even give us
we
a
let
gift.
our friend borrow our Avatar: The Last Airbender. And our
This guy
Yeehaw
in the
boy
bucket?
stole it
Yeah,
and
he
then
did.
gave it to Holly for Christmas.
Which, no offense, but I've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it's just randomly at my dad's house.
You should
watch it because it's great.
Well,
We
now
should
I
watch
own
it.
it
We're
all.
out of shows right now. We should watch it.
That show's
Honestly, they're
fucking
putting
really
on.
good.
They just put it on Netflix or something like that, and I'm down.
I only
Yeah.
paid $17 for that.
I'm down.
This is my girlfriend, just so you guys know what she looks like.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's a
MILF.
hot
MILF.
You're a
Okay,
MILF.
that's what I was
You're a
as
MILF.
fuck.
Who's a nice belly?
Nice belly. This belly?
Me?
This
They don't have a belly. They only have a chest cavity.
Oh, where's the belly? Is it this belly?
Nice
Probably
belly?
This belly?
There's no bellies.
My belly.
Jelly bellies?
Whoa.
But you're like wearing. Anyways, moving
Anyways.
The
on.
shirt. Anyways,
What were we talking about?
Secret Santa, are you going to gift your blood?
Oh,
Secret Santa.
we can like rig it so then you get the same person, but he doesn't get you, so you can just gift him your blood.
Bridger, I feel like
Honestly, I feel like he'd be the person to be like, "Oh hell yeah!"
he'd be like, "That's my blood."
He's like,
He'd either be like, "What the fuck?"
Or he'd be like,
He'd be like,
he'd be like, you bled into this? Thank you, bro.
"You can tell
you,
it's duck
bro."
blood, but we'll always know it's yours."
Honestly, if I told him it was duck blood, I'd be like, you know, my family has a tradition where every time on Christmas, like Christmas Eve, we skin and like you know, we prepare a full ass duck, and I just save the blood for you because I know how much you love hunting ducks and killing them. He would be like, oh my god, you
Okay.
know me so well.
Listen,
This is the same guy who, for White Elephant gift, stole the gift he put in because he really wanted it, and he was like, honestly, I didn't want any.
Wait.
I didn't want anybody else.
He
That's so
wanted-
good
He spent $20 to put in a gift
to
that
get it
he-
back.
because he was like, this is all I wanted. I don't really care what else I get.
listen, I got him for Secret Santa last year, and I learned how to tool leather to give him a cool ass gift.
What?
And I made him a handmade, hand tooled leather wallet.
It was pretty lit.
That's fucking
With a
dope.
duck on it. It was fucking cool.
Cool.
And he got this like stupid ass bottle opener that he bought himself. It was like all lit about it. And I was just like,
It was literally like one of those like cheap dollar, like it was a deer butthole that like hung on your wall that you like throw like big darts at. I don't even know what it was, but it was literally a deer butthole. But he was like, I want that.
he is an essential part to our group.
He literally
He is,
so
honestly.
much.
Christmas wouldn't be the same without him.
Oh yeah, no.
If he didn't steal something off the shelf or from someone's room or from my room,
It wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the same. Hello.
Oh, hello. I snort fridge mold.
Someone clip that for me. Thank you.
Have a vial for yourself that's also just butthole hot sauce.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Says I
Holly,
gathered yours
maybe-
myself and then drink a milk pour it over there.
Oh.
That's amazing.
That's true, Bieber.
Thanks
blood is
So
mostly
for
hot
the
sauce.
following.
I believe that. Holly, maybe we should just put hot sauce in your butthole. And then when
Make
it comes
you
out,
bleed?
we'll put it in the vial.
Yeah, and then we can gift it.
I think you guys forgot the conversation from earlier. It's too tiny.
It was too-
Oh, I
You
forgot.
guys
You're not
are-
getting
But
hot
that was
sauce.
our way of like trying to kind of open
Yeah,
it
we were
up,
talking
you know?
You
about-
guys are some
opening
sick
it up.
fucks if you want to do that. I don't want to do
I'm a
that.
follower, guys. Thank you.
Yay! Oh, we're getting hosted. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Hosted.
Hosted. Bella goes over. I don't know what that is.
It means that
I'll be
he was
right back.
streaming,
He was streaming.
and then he gave us his viewers.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Thank you. I see you. I see you. Bless.
Well,
Who
anytime you want
wins?
to talk about,
Bear versus gorilla.
Gorilla.
That's actually
would
pretty hard.
Say a bear with the claws.
That's a
I
cool
almost wanna
conversation, but have you ever
say-
smoked DMT?
Yo, bro,
Um,
ever smoked DMT?
I have not, in fact. I've seen someone smoke DMT though.
I haven't.
That was
Oh,
wild.
That was whack. We just kind of like we just see them off in the corner, just all of a sudden go.
Hi, Joe.
And we're like, bro, you good? Oh, Joe.
It
what's
wasn't
up?
Joe that smoked DMT. It was someone else.
So it was someone else. But bear versus gorilla, I almost say gorilla just because of their strength in their upper arms that they can easily maneuver like, and they also have the teeth and jaw strength basically of a bear.
Think about a cat versus a dog. It's basically the same thing.
What?
You know, we haven't even seen gorillas with gym equipment, so we don't even know their full potential.
That's
Honestly,
true.
You know, maybe
Let's do spicy noodle. I would do it. I
The
like
two-
spicy noodles.
would you, what is the
Nuclear
spicy
noodles.
noodle challenge?
Cass, do you like spicy food? You do. You
I
like
love
sriracha.
spicy. Yeah, I love
You'd
spicy
like
food.
it. We
No,
would do
okay,
it.
but I'm gonna give you
Spicy.
guys an idea of B-Bird's palette here, right? Okay.
All right.
So we went to Area 51 to clap some alien cheeks.
Oh,
and,
hell yeah, you know,
ooh,
as
yeah.
you do.
And there was no alien cheeks to clap.
Damn it.
But there's a beef jerky place down there
Oh.
that I didn't know existed, and they sell alien jerky, right?
Is it just super spicy?
Well, you can get like all the flavors.
Oh, okay.
So I bought, it was like buy 3 for 20 or something like that. So I got like a variety, but I bought their Carolina Reaper jerky,
Ooh.
and I was like, I tried a chunk of it, right, and I literally thought I was dying. I felt it.
Oh, no.
I felt it from the back of my throat into my stomach, and my stomach just blow up. And like I was like sitting there, like I was at home. I was like chugging milk from the carton.
Oh.
This girl, this MILF, this woman, I'm like, I know you like hot stuff, so you want to try this. So we go get a drink. We're just like out somewhere, and she takes
Yeah.
like a whole chunk and eats it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty good."
That sounds like Sam.
That's
That's some
What?
Sam
That is
shit.
some Sam shit. Yeah.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
"What
god.
the-" Everyone else who tried it before I gave it to her were like, same reaction, like fucking dying.
Okay, but we will do the spicy noodle challenge.
I
Holly
will,
says yes,
yes.
too. She doesn't know what she's saying yes to, but she says yes. She
I will
says
not
yes.
do the spicy noodle challenge.
Yes,
okay,
you
actually,
will.
well, I will.
Actually.
Like, sorry, I had to think about it. 'cause
With
I was
Bieber
like,
the MILF?
Yeah. I'd do anything for a MILF.
I would.
Honestly,
Literally
I'd give my firstborn just so then
She
you'd
ate
be even
more beef jerky.
You
that
ate
she
more?
Yeah, she's about the hot. It's real
Yeah.
crazy.
I am, like, kind of a pussy.
I am
See,
too.
Actually,
I suck.
I
with hot
love-
sauce.
I love sriracha.
I love hot stuff, but to a point, when it starts burning my
Mm.
mouth, then I'm like, but also I don't want to be seen as a pussy, so I'll just kind of be like,
Oh, I'll
and
pretend.
like start like sweating.
I've gotten
I'm
to
like-
the point now. I don't know if it's because I'm like single and stuff, but like I've gotten to the point now where I'll just like. It's mainly when the boys tell me they're like, "You won't do it." I will literally
no balls,
do
no
it.
balls.
I
Yeah,
drank
you gotta
soy
do that.
sauce
Gotta do it
last
for the
night.
boys.
Why did you do that?
You drank what?
Soy sauce.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, it's because I poured it into the little thing, and then I
Yeah,
said,
because
drink it.
everyone's like,
Anything
"You
the
won't
boys
drink
tell
it."
you to do, don't do it.
I will do it because I am one of the boys.
You don't want to be one of the boys.
I don't want to.
I
be.
constantly have to remind them that I am not one of the boys. I took them to Beto's the other night at like 2 a.m. It was like midnight. And I bought them all burritos. Why did I
That's
do that?
my problem with
That's
everything.
precious.
Is I really don't want to do these things, but someone's like, "Well, you got to do it." I'm like, "Fuck, all right, I get it."
Yeah,
See,
well, we'll
I'm
do
in the
spicy
same
noodle challenge
boat.
because I'm down, so everyone's down.
Yeah.
See, I will literally. I'm at the
I'm a
point now
bandwagon
where I
person.
really don't care anymore, so I'll just do anything
Yeah.
to a point. I mean, I have my standards.
I'll just bully them into saying yes.
I think the gloves should be just 100% thing you wear always.
no,
from
all the
now
time.
on.
It's like kind of like your
Honestly,
niche, you know?
maybe you should
having-
get nails like that.
Honestly, having these gloves kind of makes me want to have the fake nails, so I can be like, "What's up?" You know,
It's
like
so fun.
you know that meme that's like,
yeah.
I feel like this is what this glove is, and it kind of lets. Like, I have really long natural nails, but I feel like I could have longer acrylic nails and
Yeah.
still do good in life.
Or you could get gel nails.
Ooh.
Legit, when you did quotation marks and you had both hands up, yeah,
amazing.
it's so good.
I just want everyone to see.
Somebody clip that. That's great.
She just eats
I
the
just
noodle,
wanna
spicy
see
noodles
this
for lunch because she likes them.
Yeah, it's a game. It's weird. I don't.
What?
Okay.
It's a talent that needs to be tapped into. I just don't know how to do
would
it.
not do that, but you can sit in the middle.
Ah.
I mean, because we have to have like the person who's the star of the show in the middle. So if like someone
Mary
who
can
can eat
handle
it,
it, and then we all just kind of like are like.
We'll look like pieces on the side, but it's cool.
only on the
It's
side.
alright. I'm
Am I
cool
just
with that.
recording? Because I don't really want to do this.
No, yeah, you can record
You
us
could
do
just
it.
you could be the commentary, or like you'll have a bucket for if we like eventually just need to puke out all the spicy or something if it's too
We
hot.
should make a table that is like the
Yes.
Last Supper, and we'll do that for Thanksgiving.
We should do something for like a cover picture or something where it's like the Last Supper.
That would
by
be
all of us.
so
I think that would
fucking
be so.
Have you
funny.
guys seen the TikTok that's like someone? It's like Jesus at this Last Supper. And he's like, someone's going to betray me in my. And it's like one guy's like, is it me, Jesus? And then it's like Judas, and it's like, is it me, Jesus? And then it's like Jesus, like, is it me, Jesus? And I'm like, I feel like we should recreate that with the spicy noodles, but it'd be like, someone's gonna puss out tonight on the spicy noodles. And I want to be Judas.
Fucking Judas.
No, you have to finish them.
You
It's
gotta
okay if
finish
you
them.
throw up after, though.
Well, no, that's what I'm
She
saying.
never throws up.
I actually
She throws up if she eats grape.
well that and I want to eat too much pesto.
And when you eat too much pesto.
Yes, I forgot the pesto.
That was the most.
I did it.
Oh, it was so funny. So we've never really seen Holly throw up, and we had a calzone night where we made calzones.
See,
It was
I've never.
fantastic.
I
And
have never.
amazing.
I just want to let the internet know I have never thrown up from alcohol, but this one
Wait.
time that I was drinking and I had too much pesto on calzone night was the night
Is this
I
the
threw
vape
up.
story when she's like,
Yeah, we're like sitting in
So
the
good.
bathroom, and then we're like, she's been in there for a while. Holly, are you okay? And all of a sudden it opens, her legs fall down, and she goes, will someone pass me my vape?
Because I only vape menthol and I wanted something to clear my vomit mouth.
I need menthol.
Don't
Don't
you
kiss
say
me
with
when you
your
cigarette mouth. It's menthol. Sorry.
So that was a
Okay.
Freddy versus Jason moment. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
I forget that that's Freddy versus Jason.
I don't, because I love that movie.
Obviously.
Salty Frank has the idea if you can handle spicy food with no reaction, you should do a spicy food roulette with someone where you take the first bite and they have to guess whether it's actually spicy.
Actually, that would
Yeah.
be
Telling
so
Bieber
good.
she should do that.
Yeah.
She should do that.
Yeah, honestly.
is
We
like-
should have her and Sam come together.
Sam, we have someone who
Sam.
would be able to do that.
Yeah?
That'd be
Yeah.
lit.
If you guys want to kind of do, like, we'll set it around, like, on a,
Yeah.
I have a lazy Susan that I can get,
Oh, even
and we could, like,
better.
have it, and we could kind of, like, spin it around just randomly, and you just have to guess. You each, like,
The thing is, like, I've seen Sam vomit so many times from, like, vodka. Like, one shot of fucking vodka. He just is like, but literally, anything spicy, he just is like,
it's alright.
that's literally Sam, though.
I tried the bomb from Hot Ones.
That's pretty
What?
impressive.
Yeah, I
Because
heard
the
that stuff
hot
tastes
one
gross.
stuff, I heard it's more like battery
I would
acid than spicy goodness.
Yeah,
like,
they say the bomb ones like just taste like chemicals.
like it just it almost like it's not even like good flavorful. It's just like something to make you hate life and burn.
I don't
like hell, and
appreciate
weed.
spices that don't taste like anything but are just spicy.
See, that's why I love Indian food and like something that's like
Curry.
flavorful and like
Yeah,
spicy.
Yeah.
But I
It's
can't understand
good.
like the battery acid like nastiness. Do you want some more?
Oh my god, yeah.
I really like the sweet spice.
Yeah.
I love
Like-
sweet and like spicy.
That's a great
I'm-
mix.
I like
I
that.
love sweet chili sauce.
Mm.
It
From
is pro-
Iggy's.
Yes, but I buy it from Trader Joe's.
Did you know Iggy's closed down? Like all of them?
Yes,
They
Yeah.
all
I
closed?
did know that.
Why did they
no,
do that? It makes me so
no.
sad. I
Why'd
love their
they
chicken
do
wings.
that?
They're
They
so
had
Yeah,
really
one in
good
Centerville's
French
gone.
fries. I really like their French fries, especially when you get their French fries and then do the sauce all over it.
Their sauce
It
is
was
really
actually
good.
pretty good.
The sweet chili sauce at Iggy's, you
Yeah.
can buy at Trader Joe's in a bottle.
Oh,
What?
That's not
It
too bad.
tastes like almost exactly the same.
perfect.
Honestly, I
That's
buy it
wild.
all the time.
It's like the the Costa Vida Tomatillo Ranch.
Oh, so good.
Oh, so
You
good.
can actually buy that at Costco, basically, like kind of like a knockoff brand.
Ooh.
I have some at the
Sounds
house, and I'm ready to make quesadillas in the morning.
In the morning, you eat quesadillas for breakfast?
I eat quesadillas whenever I want to, and I
mean,
love it.
That's fair.
Oh.
Hat time.
Oh,
It's
no,
hat
oh my God.
o'clock.
Hat o'clock.
Hat o'clock. So
Hat o'clock.
Well, it's been like
about 2
It's
hours.
like almost 10 o'clock.
Is
We
it?
should probably
Yeah.
head home
Yes.
soon.
we should.
We should go to Applebee's.
We should go to Applebee's.
Are we going to be able to handle it?
Of
Uh-huh.
course we are.
What are they gonna do?
Who's
Stop
gonna
us?
take us to Applebee's?
I can drop you guys off.
Oh my God, Wes, you want to be best friends?
Yeah, I got you.
Would you really take us to Applebee's?
Yeah, it's like right down the block. It's
Oh my god! Wow!
But
before we close out,
yes, before we
what's
close
the
out.
plan for next month?
Okay.
Does
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
have any idea?
Okay, so here's my idea: Steve-O's autobiography.
Yes, and if that doesn't work, I was thinking like Ali Wong's autobiography that came out
I guess
2
we're
days
having
ago.
an autobiography
That
sort
works.
of thing.
I feel
I'm
like
down to read both.
I kind of want to do like a kind of like a funny person or like kind of like a person that's kind of new pop culture. I feel like would
Yeah.
be fun. We haven't done an autobiography yet, so I feel like we should do a Twitter poll with 3 different autobiographies that are like interestingly good because like Steve O's I've heard was really good, but Amy Poehler's is like so funny.
Oh, I've heard good things for that.
I like the
Her-
relevancy though of the Steve-O and the Amy
Steve-O
Wong
and Amy
because
Wong.
Yeah.
they're like now.
Well, Amy
Yeah.
Poehler's only came out like 3 years ago.
She
Okay.
could probably be like our third choice if we want.
Steve
We can have
is-
Steve-O.
Steve-O's
Ali
only came
Wong.
out like 6 months ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
Poehler.
I think you can still buy signed autographed copies
Oh,
Ah.
on his website.
that's pretty lit.
Damn, Steve-O.
So we
You
can-
your butthole hot sauce.
We can
I will buy it.
group message Allie and then
See what she
see
wants
if
to
she's
do.
cool with
Because
that,
she might
and
have a
then-
cool
See what
person
she
we're not
wants.
even thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah.
I'm down for
'Cause
autobiography
also-
though.
Tina Fey's is really good, but it's not really
It is good.
relevant right now.
It's good, but it's not relevant. I've read it before. It's really good.
It's just not like I feel like as good as Ali Wong's or Steve O's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I mean Amy Poehler's is just alright. I love Amy Poehler's only because I like listening to her like her
Yes.
her digital
Audible?
one. Audible one.
Oh, Steve-O's book.
Then a hot noodles challenge.
Soups
Should
also
not
should not be
be.
attempted
Okay.
at home. I can attest to this.
But maybe if we
Just
honestly
kidding. I've only had success with
here's an idea. If we did Steve O's, we should do like the spicy noodle challenge because in honor of Steve O. So,
and the spicy butthole challenge, which is what he should call it.
Patreon
I-
only.
am not gonna
Spicy
poop.
butthole challenge. Patreon only.
We're not
I'm
gonna
not
do the
gonna do
spicy
that.
butthole challenge. We're just gonna like.
Do we
honor
have
Steve-
anyone in any of our groups that will do it?
The
Nate,
spicy butthole?
Yeah.
I bet Nate would.
Nate
do
would
it.
do the spicy butthole challenge.
but I
If
don't
Nate
want to
does
see
it,
Nate
Stoney
do
would
it.
do it.
Yeah, no, honestly, I can see them doing it together. They could hold hands.
But okay,
I
you
don't
guys.
wanna watch that.
Okay, listen. I watched his
I'd
video.
watch it.
I don't want to clean it up.
I want to watch it and record
They
it
would
and make money.
definitely make us clean it up.
Yes,
Oh, actually, yeah, that's.
we'll do it over a tarp.
Yeah,
Easy
then we just
peasy.
roll up the tarp and bam. But
Done.
one time, Nate, we were at Buffalo Wild Wings for a friend's birthday, and
That's such
they
a
had
good
like
story.
the hottest sauce there, and it was like kind of like a little thing of it, you know, where you dip it in, and someone was like, "Hey, drink it."
Oh no.
He goes, throws it back. For a bit, he's like, fine, but then he gets up and he's like sweating, and he's trying to take off his shirt. He's like, I need to go to the bathroom. We found him in the bathroom lying on the cold tile floor, and he's like, this is the
Oh,
only thing cold
no.
enough. And apparently, he was like, I just shit liquid right after it.
I like it went.
He's like, I thought I was gonna puke, but then I just shit liquid, and then I had to lie on the tile floor in the bathroom for like 30 minutes.
That's honestly the
Sounds
most
about
Nate
right.
thing I've ever heard.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, if we go to Applebee's, we have to go back to our house because I didn't bring my wallet.
I got money.
You
baby.
pussy.
But I don't have my
money.
ID. Do you have your ID?
I have my ID.
I don't have my ID. I didn't think about this.
But if we go home, we have to take the joke.
Okay, anyways, guys, thanks for hitting us up on the podcast. We will see you next month,
Next month?
essentially.
Yeah.
Next month.
Unless we come up with something more spooky, but that's
We'll
in
see.
the works.
I mean,
Potential
I was
other
going to say,
podcast idea,
if we
but it's in the
want,
works.
Coming
the
up, maybe.
what is it? The
Maybe.
opera, the horror opera, is getting really popular.
Yes, yes,
lately.
you
If
should
we
do
want
that.
to
The
do
repo, maybe we could do like a
Repo?
specialty episode in the middle of the month.
of repo.
Like
yeah.
before
Okay, so
the
now
month.
you know what we're doing.